What is a patriot? A patriot is someone that loves Christ, country, and their family and neighbors. Someone who is willing to stand up for what's right. Although there may be a cost to them, someone who has overcome fear because fear is of Satan, willing to go the extra mile to do and show what's right. The only reason I'm on YouTube is because of God. I feel it is my destiny, my duty to do and say the things God shows me, or else I'm no good to God at all. All patriots must stand up or risk losing God, country, and family. This is all of our destiny to do God's work. Thanks to all who watch my videos. But remember, it's not about us, but about our children, our country, our God. Thank you. What's up, everybody?
Drum roll.
We're going to have a damn good show today, Steve.
Damn good show.
Ain't we? Yes, we are.
Like, was it? I think it was a rap song, but it said, like we always do about this time.
That's right. Miss Cheryl Rich, hello there. Good to see you. Welcome, girl. Scat Pack. What's up, Scat? Good to see you. There's Garrett. Oh, I'll let you handle this one, Steve.
Emotional damage.
There you go. Amanda Thomas. Hello, Amanda. Welcome.
And
I'll let you catch a few if you want to.
let's see. Miss Minder Sue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always better when you got cheddar pepper.
Absolutely.
And then the one and only beautiful Snooks Double Deuce. Oh, I like that double deuce instead of Snooks 22. Snooks Double Deuce.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Miss Karen Reese. Hello, Miss Karen. Welcome, girl. Good to see you. Rock Steady. What's up, Rock? Good to see you, brother. Uh-oh. I don't know this guy here. He must be new. Steve Harloha.
I've heard that name before, but all I know is that you got a Harloha. Look out for that guy.
Oh, he's the most famous guy in the world. That's who I remember him now.
In 2 weeks, that dude's actually going to be hanging out with a content creator that has almost 1 million subs and will be driving around Oahu, showing them around.
So Nick's coming in 2 weeks?
Actually, it's on a Friday. So yeah, not this Friday coming up, but the following Friday he'll be here on the island, and we've been talking on the phone, and it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna be his tour guide for the day.
Kapuku, hello and welcome. Good to see you.
Creek.
Well, yeah, there's Creek. What's up, Creek?
Chad. What's up, Chad?
I finally said Coors Light can there instead of a Bud Light. God bless you, Creek. Chrissy Cat. Hello, Chrissy. Welcome,
Chrissy,
girl.
aloha, Chrissy. Chad Freeman, my brother. I was watching or listening while I was working, but yesterday when you had forgot his name already, but he was doing like the get out, there's a bomb in there, get out. Don't
Hit
worry
girl.
about my maids.
Or Hit Gal, I mean. Hello, Hit Gal. Welcome.
Hit Gal.
PDF. What's up, PDF? Good to see you, brother.
Border Farmer, aloha. Yeah, I was hanging out with PDF on a live stream Friday night or Saturday morning. Saturday
see
morning
that?
for everyone else.
Can you see that dog in that picture, Steve? In his whatever you call those things on the screen? What dog looks like he's
Avatar.
ready? Yeah, it looks like he's ready to bite somebody's head off.
It does. It
Wow.
looks like oh, I see it now. Yeah. It reminded
Neil,
me of that video of that dog that's got a big piece of meat, and then the dog's own back foot is like coming in, and the dog thinks he's like growling at his own foot, but doesn't realize it's its own foot.
oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
That video is hilarious.
Hello, Neil's Han Dynasty, and welcome, brother. Good to see you.
Neil, what's up, Neil?
Amanda Thomas. Hello, Amanda. Welcome, girl. Good to see you. Let's see who else we got here.
Rock steady, rock steady.
Keep on rocking. Brian Lear. Hello, Brian. Welcome, brother. Dang pop-ups. Let's see.
So, but yeah, with that with Nick Johnson, I don't want to bother him too much. So I think what I'm gonna do is because remember originally he brought up the, maybe I could be on your pod, So I'm like, what happened with that? So next Friday when we're out cruising around, then I'm gonna be like, so what's up, man? You gonna be on the podcast or what?
He better be on this one.
Right.
Darn him.
Yeah, because that'll be Friday. So then I'll be like, I'm 2 days.
With him, I'm serious. I got a million questions to ask him. I've got a lot of questions I'd like to ask him. Hello, Richard Price. Welcome, brother. LSP.
Richard.
What's up, LSP? Good to see you, brother.
LSP.
Meemaw Patriots here. Hello, Meemaw. Welcome.
There he is. William's here. William has entered the building.
Awaken Trillium. Hello. I got behind. Y'all bear with me. Awaken Trillium.
I did
Hello
too.
there and welcome.
To be honest, I lost my spot and just gave up.
There's PDF again. Hello, PDF. There's Mr. William Gramer, the announcer. Welcome, William. Good to see you, brother. I tell you, it's always nice to be with you, Ronnie. Even you and Steve.
It's always nice to be with you, Ronnie, even if Steve's there. I guess he's okay too.
Tea and Nanas. Welcome. Good to see you. Did we welcome Mr. Cheddar Prepper? I don't know if we did or not. If we didn't, hello there, Mr. Cheddar Prepper, and welcome.
Always better with Cheddar the Pepper Prepper.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, and you got, with him, you get singing to go along with it too. So.
Oh, yeah. And he's got some great stories, man. I could talk to that guy all day long.
Oh, that reminds me. You're always asking our guests about, what to think about ghosts and Bigfoot and all that. I don't know if anybody's ever watched these guys' videos, but there's two guys on YouTube. One of them is Mr. I think it's called King Frostmeyer. Another one is I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, they show paranormal videos, and there's this one. I mean, absolutely blew my mind. How this works, I don't know. But it's in a wrecking yard in Mexico. All these wrecked cars around. Well, one of them that was sitting there, first of all, the guy got through the head, and I don't know who did it, but somebody popped him through the head, and there's, blood all over the headrest behind him, or behind where it was at. I guess it was her, but anyway, this car sitting there, the motor is, there is no intake on it or anything. You can see the valves and everything in it. And the inside is all messed up. I mean, messed up big time. And then the rear passenger side wheel is out. It was sitting on the ground. Well, he was out there, showing everybody around. He said, people say this car drives itself. He said, but I've never seen it drive itself. And said, that's what they say. And so he was, walking around and talking to people about it. And the car just takes off on its own. He had a forklift there, so he jumps on the forklift and chases the car down and has to get the forks up under the rear end, lift it up to get it to stop. I mean, seriously, it's the damnest thing I've ever seen in my life. I thought, wow, now. And then later on, in the same video, his son was with him, riding around the forklift, and his son said, "What's that?" It was a woman. He said, "What's that woman doing in here, Dad?" Of course, this is in Spanish. They had subtitles on the screen. But the boy was speaking in English. But anyway, he said, "What's that woman doing in here?" His dad said, "What woman?" And he said, "Right over there." And his dad didn't see it at first, but then he saw the woman. And she was walking around, walking towards that car that they had just chased down and caught. And so he starts going over there to where she's at and just disappears.
Damn, what channel is this again? You don't remember the name of the channel?
It's either King Frostmare, I think is the name of it, or dang.
Was the car's name Christine?
I don't know. That's what it needs to be named. Hello, Salt.
Yeah.
Welcome. Top Spin. Welcome. Good to see y'all.
Hello, Top Spin, Deadpool Snipes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've watched a few of those. I do watch a few of those paranormal channels, and some of them, because me, it's like half my brain wants to believe all that, but then the other half is like, I'm constantly trying to look how it's fake. Like how did they do this? How did they set this up to make it seem? But then some of them, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's real. Like,
man, that car,
real.
I don't know how that car could have been faked. I mean, because it was, the thing was on the ground, the rear back wheel. All it had was the hub, on the passenger side rear. And it just took off, started driving itself down like it was heading out the gate, And that ain't the first time it's done it. He said it's done it several times in the past, but he had never seen it before. It was, and they got so many good videos on there that, it just blows my mind how they do that. And he says the same thing. He says, y'all make up your minds. I don't know if it's fake, if they got, whatever you call it, CGI or whatever. He said, but, it's some of this stuff looks awful real. And it does, like the car. There's several of them, man. You just have to watch. Another one is Dread. Damn, what is it? I'm going to have to turn my TV on now and find out what the heck the name of that is, because I know it'll come up. I've watched it so much.
Have you ever watched, because with the cars, you just reminded me of, I just watched this like a week or two ago, the Y-Files. And it was on how over time, like the last 100 years or whatever, especially around the 40s and 50s and 60s, how people would come up with inventions to where, you're running vehicles off of water or steam, and you only need like 1 gallon, and it'll take you 100 miles. And then, of course, every time the stuff gets invented, government, hey, we want to buy that from you, and then one of the dudes, they offered him like 25 million, and he turned it down because he's like, no, I don't want, to get the money for this, and then my invention gets swept under the rug. He's like, I want it to be used, because instead of people, spending all this money on gas, like if it's free, let it be free. And then the guy had to unalive himself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird how all these people over all these decades invented pretty much kind of the same thing, and all of them decided that they don't want to be alive. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
Top Spin, the Y-Files is a great channel, man.
It's kind of funny that all the guys that created those things have all been unalived. Every last one of them.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And then the invention never gets used, because shit, if it did, then how are they going to get away with taxing us on gas and buying gas? And they got to keep it going to where their money keeps coming in.
Miss Minder Sue. Hello, Miss Minder Sue. Welcome, girl. Good to see you. Yeah, they want the I've never watched it, so I don't know anything about that
You should
particular.
check it out. He's got episodes, whatever you want to call them, like on Anunnaki, the white alien or the white something is his latest one. I just found him a few months ago, but what does he have? Like someone in chat's got to know. He's got like 2, 3, maybe 4 million subscribers, and he puts on a really. Everyone is really good, even if you're not interested in the topic, which they are all interesting. But even if you're not, it's still good.
Well, I love myself. I don't know why I'm into paranormal so much. I guess it's because of my age and my health and everything. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but for whatever reason, I'm interested in it. So I love watching that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, King Frostmare, I think is his name, on one of them is he's got some darn good videos. They both share the same videos every once in a while. They don't know it, I don't guess, but they come up with the same videos. There's one I watched just last night, and this woman, she had 2 sons living way out in the country all by herself. And fairly young woman, probably about 30, 35 years old. And she goes into her son's room to do something. I don't know. She had to wake him up. I don't know if she's changed his diaper or what. But this thing was outside the window, and you could see it. It was trying to raise the window, but it had she had it locked, but it still came up about a half an inch. You could see it raise up, and then you could see it outside. But as she turned around, from her boy and walked out of the room for a second. And as soon as she walked out, he said, a voice said, "You're mine now." Talking about the kid, he said, "You're mine now."
Damn.
And, it's eerie as hell, I'm telling you. And so she finally figures out this thing is trying to get in the house and said, "Let me in, let me in, let me in." So she calls the cops. She's scared to death, so she calls the cops to come out there and check if there's anybody in the house. Well, she wanted them to check inside and outside. Well, they came in and checked the inside. They wouldn't check the outside. And so she was madder than hell. I can't say as I blame her. I would have been too, because that's where it was at. It was outside. And for the most part, it hadn't made it inside yet. But it was definitely something. And the thing of it, she had a picture of it. She had cameras outside. And it was up on the roof, staring down, at her or whoever. I don't know who it was staring at. It was looking at somebody. And you could tell didn't have any clothes on. It was totally naked. I think what may be going on, and it's just my guess to all this, is that, with CERN, maybe they opened up a portal where all these things came through. I don't know. But I'm telling you the truth, man. These when you watch these 2 guys, and if you still come away, if you watch 2 or 3 of those shows and you still come away not convinced that something is going on in this world that we don't understand, well then, there is just no convincing you of anything. But it's to me, it's amazing. Darn.
Top Spin says it's concerning.
Definitely is.
No, I do believe in that personally. I truly believe in like portals and stuff and especially lately, man. I don't know if it's because maybe I've been thinking about it more, so I'm more aware of it, but like my entire life, I've only had that one ghost, paranormal, whatever it was, interaction. But lately, like it feels like someone like brushes my shoulder or even taps me on the shoulder or something, and I'm like, what? But I'm by myself. So
yeah.
Oh, William Kramer, right on, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, LSP says something's going. He got kind of. I don't know what's going on, LSP, but good luck, brother. You definitely have my prayers. I'm sure you have Steve's too. Whatever, to hope it works itself out. Or you work it out.
Yeah, definitely LSP.
Yeah, right on, William.
I was gonna say I LSP has my number, but I was gonna say, yeah, definitely get a hold of me, man, if you need anything, brother.
Yeah, me too. And that's Bonnie's. Hello, Bonnie. Welcome. Good to see you. Buff. What's up, Buff? Good to see you, brother.
PDF elves, the PDF elves are here,
Uh-oh.
and buffering.
Yep, and buffering too. You know, I mean, I understand a lot of people don't believe in the paranormal, and I'm not saying I'm totally convinced of it either. What I am saying is when you watch those, if you, let's say you totally don't believe in the paranormal, and when you watch, you know, say 2 or 3 of these shows from each one of these guys, and you can still come away totally convinced that there's no such thing as paranormal, well then, you know, you're a whole lot harder to convince than me. Because I mean, there was this one, and it ain't just in this country; it's all over the world. I mean, everywhere. There's this Mexican couple, and they had, I think this guy's wife she had 2 of her sisters with her, I believe, and this had just started about a week before. You know, things going wrong in her house and everything, and so something's going on. So her sister comes and wakes her up, and they're walking through the house, you know, trying to find what it is. And there's a bang happens, and boy, she runs back in, you know, wakes her husband up. So he's going everywhere trying to, you know, find what it is, because he don't believe it at first. You know, he just doing it because his wife wants him to do it.
Right.
And there's just all kinds of stuff happening, man. That if they're actors, they're awful good actors. I'm here to tell you. Very good actors.
Yeah. That's like what I was saying with, like, I'm 50-50. I like, half of me believes in it, and the other half is like, all right, where's the trick? Like, where's the magician part? How are they making this so real? But then I have weird little things happen to me too. But then I look into that, and it's like, it's just the way the brain works, and you can basically make yourself believe anything, really.
Yeah. Hello, Hawk. Welcome, brother. Good to see you.
Hey, Hawk. Aloha.
The paranormal is real. Add that to the hitchhiker effect. Doesn't just apply to Skinwalker Ranch. I heard that. Well, it's like I always say, you know, everybody's got to, you know, well, I always welcome your own opinion, but, and I'm not saying I'm totally convinced either, but it wouldn't take much to get me there. And when I put that with what happened after my wife died, I'm telling you, man, that is.
That's what I mean. Like, the story I had from decades ago, I still don't know to this day, but your story, if that were to happen to me, I'd be 100% convinced. I wouldn't even, there'd be no doubt about it. I'd be like, I don't care what anybody says, that shit happened. I believe in it 100%. There's no doubt whatsoever.
What happened to my house, I'm definitely convinced about that. But, you know, most of it, I guess that's what I'm talking about is most of these things, you know, they're in black, what looks like hoodies, you know, but it's not a hoodie. It goes all the way down to their feet. Like that thing that, you know, during King Charles's coronation, and it walked past the door, the Grim Reaper, in other words. That thing even had I think it had a sickle with it, if I remember correctly. But almost every one of them are dressed like that. But it's not just that. There's one that shows these trees, pine trees up on a mountain, and there's something picking just pulling these pine trees out of the ground and carrying them. Where it was, it looked like, I mean, it didn't have a real clear picture, but it looked like Bigfoot to me. I mean, it was, whatever it was, awful damn strong, is all I can say.
Yeah, well, that's like those, I've seen those videos that, speaking of Bigfoot, that like this, I think this dude, he was like a drone or something, and he wasn't looking for Bigfoot or trying to find, you know, he was just flying his drone, and then you see this tree moving, and then like someone put it on its shoulder and it started running, and this tree just starts going, and it's like, if that's fake, they did a damn good job at making it look real. But Like, who has that much strength to lift a tree that's 20 feet high right out of the ground, throw it over their shoulder, and just start running with it? And real quick to everyone in my chat, I got the link for Ronnie's stream. We're streaming from his channel. I'm stream sharing it, pinned. And anyone, I had over 1,000 moderators, so I had to reset it. So if you don't have a wrench, it's nothing personal. I've been saying I was going to do it for like a month and a half, and I finally had to. So
I'm thinking about doing that same thing myself, because main reason I did it just because I know the people. That lets me know that I know the people. One thing, I don't even have to look at their names. They got a wrench, I know them.
Right.
And there's 2 or 3 other reasons I do it, but anyway, it does.
Well, mine, because originally mine, 41 South, Aloha. But mine was originally because I was like, I want everyone to have a wrench, because then they can share each other's channels. They can, if they want to go to someone else, they just click on it and then go to channel. And so, but then I had a rogue moderator, someone was messing with me, and I didn't know who, but then I looked and I had 1,000. That's a lot of wrenches, dude. So the way I look at it now, it's like not everybody moderates anyway, right? It's like, it's cool to have a wrench, but they don't use it to, they don't really actually moderate anyway. So that's what I mean by it's not personal. It's just,
Yeah, there's definitely wouldn't be anything personal in it, as far as I'm concerned. If if and when I do it, but I don't know that I'll do it. But I think what I'm going to do from now on is just not give any more out, until I'll have to know the person really, really good.
Dude, that was my original plan. I'm like, I'm just not going to give any more out. But then someone would come in and everyone would have a wrench but one person. And then I'm like, oh man, I feel so bad. They're just all there by themselves. Everyone else is blue.
That's the way I feel too. Exactly. Nick Gus says, I'd love to hear about your wife and the after death story. I have something my dad still do. Well, I'll tell it right quick. I'll tell the short version, I guess. You want to hear this again, Steve? I've already told Steve, so.
No, yeah, it's a good story. Definitely.
All right. Well, after my wife died, we had her cremated, and so we get the ashes back, 3 or 4 months later, whatever it was. And my daughter said, well, they wanted to keep the ashes because they was going to get one of these little necklaces, and put some of the ashes in it to carry around as a memorial for their mom. And so I put the ashes, just put them up there on a little shelf, and they got buried on that shelf, with whatever, just junk. And as time went along, well, I don't know, it's probably 6, 8 months, a year, whatever later, I started hearing this peck, 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 peck. It sounded like it's coming from a beer can or aluminum can. And it sounded like it's coming from my living room. So I got it, went there, and turned the light on, looked around. And I knew there shouldn't be no cans in there, and there wasn't. So I go back to bed. It starts again, peck, peck, peck. Well, that was the beginning. Every night after that, it was a peck, peck, peck. But it would change around to other things too. I mean, I saw shadows walking in and out of my bedroom door. I mean, just coming and going. Had people. I was laying in bed one night and I heard a tremendously loud whistle standing right between me and my desk, my bed and my desk, which is about that far apart. Like I'd like to jump out of my skin when that loud whistle happened. And the thing was, I was always there by myself when this happened. And let me think for a minute here, because there's so much stuff happened. Then the peck, peck, pecking started again. And there was more. Well, first of all, let me tell this about the growls. I was laying in bed one night, and I heard this tremendously deep guttural growl. It sounded like it was a bear or something. It couldn't have been a dog growl like that. So I grabbed my phone, and turned the flashlight on and shined it all over the room. because it sounded like it was in the room. I shined it over, all around the room. There wasn't nothing in there, but I could hear where it was coming from very easily. It was in the corner by my head and on the left side. And so I turned the flashlight off. Wasn't nothing there. Turned the flashlight off. And just a second or two later, it was the same thing again. A real deep guttural growl. So I grabbed my flashlight and turned it on again. Wasn't a thing there. And so I said, well, growl, damn it, I'm going to sleep. And then a night or two later, laying in bed, and this big old shadow comes across my bedroom ceiling. It looked like it was coming from the window. So I got up and I thought, well, I've seen my bedroom ceiling a zillion times. There was no shadow up there. It just wasn't there. But I got up and looked out the window to see what was casting that shadow. There wasn't anything out there that could cast. The only thing that was out there was a tree, but it was up, close to the road. And I thought, well, I don't know where the darn shadow's coming from. But this shadow, like I said, when I went across the living room, this guy had a hat on like Abraham Lincoln's, a stovepipe hat, I think they call it. And but it wasn't nothing I could do about it, So I
top hat.
Yeah, it's called a stovepipe hat, I think, at the time. But so I went to sleep. There wasn't a thing I could do about it. And watch the shadows go in and out in the meantime. A big old ball of light one day, while I'm sitting there, is just sitting over in the recliner. I was laying on the couch. This big old ball of light sitting there in my chair. I was going to get up and go over and see what it was, and it just disappeared. It was gone. I mean, it was amazing. The lights flashing off and on in the kitchen. In the middle of the day, the lights flashing on and off in the kitchen. Then that night, when I get ready to go to bed, they're flashing on and off in my bedroom. I thought, what the hell is wrong with these lights? But there wasn't nothing wrong with the lights. It just, whatever it was, I don't. But I at first I thought it was my wife, just wanting out that jar, wanting her ashes out of the jar. And I still think that's what it was, at least originally. And then maybe, and I don't know if this is true, but I was just thinking, well, maybe one spirit can bring in, a good spirit can bring in bad spirits. I don't know if they can or not. That's the only way I could look at it. And there's other things happening to it. I just got. I was going to the store one day for something, and I was putting my shoes on. Well, there was this bottle of hand lotion that was my wife's, sitting on the coffee table. And I just happened to be looking in that direction, because I was putting my shoes on to go. And that darn bottle just jumps up off the coffee table about that far, about an inch, and it sets itself back down and wobbles. I said, damn. Well, so I said, yeah, I know you're here. Who is it? Say something. Do it again. Anything. But it never happened again. And so finally, what I did was I figured out it had to be my wife's ashes, because it was a tink, tink, tink in there. And it was that morning, that last tink, 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 I went there and was looking around for it. And I had my wife's picture up on the TV stand. And right behind, the oil lamp, there was a picture of my wife hanging on the wall. And that's where the tink, tink, tink was coming. She's tapping on the oil lamp that I had bought her, years before. And I thought, it's got to be her wanting that her ashes spread. So I got her ashes and said a prayer over her ashes, and went out and spread them around the yard. And then I went and got some of the purest olive oil I could find, the best olive oil I could find. And came back home and said a prayer over that, and asked God to bless it. And then I went around and put a cross on every door and window in my house, every one of them. And I ain't had nary a problem since then. And I never got scared. That's the thing, because, and I guess the reason I never got scared is because, somehow I knew it was my wife, or at least that's what I felt. There's more to it than that. That's the short version.
The main part I remember is that growling that you heard.
Yeah. Now that was kind of scary.
Cause they would definitely grab my attention if I'm laying and then hear that, and I'm like, Pablo ain't ever made no noise like that before.
Well, I didn't even have a dog. You know, no one around
Right?
there
Yeah,
did.
even worse, right? Like,
Yeah. Let me answer my grandson here. He bugging me.
what's good, JM Unleashed? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, sorry about the ads. I thought I set that up, but I set this up late last night. Well, early this morning for everyone else, but like 1 o'clock in the morning. So
Well,
you
Amanda in the
shouldn't be getting ads, but I probably did something wrong.
Bible, it tells about people in the Old Testament. It tells about people anointing their head with oil, and that's why I used olive oil. It never mentions holy water or anything in the Bible. Now this is my way of looking at it. I'm not saying that one's better than the other. I'm just saying that was my way of looking at it, because in the Old Testament they used oil to anoint themselves with whenever they had any kind of trouble. With whatever. And so that's why I used the oil. I certainly didn't know a priest that could bless the water anyway. And besides, the way I look at it is, if a priest can bless the oil or the water, then I could, bless the oil. God, it just seems to me that God would come as near, blessing the whatever for me as he would a priest, even though, they're just a man after all, or a preacher or whatever. So that's why I use the oil, because it's in the Old Testament. And I'm not saying it was olive oil. It don't say what kind of oil they used, but I just figured it was olive oil, because what other oil was there at that time?
Well, like Bonnie said, I kind of hope I can come back and haunt a few people. That's what because when my sister passed, I thought, I'm surprised I still have, but because she was like a jokester, but like she had like her own sense of humor, so not many people thought she was funny. But she was funny, but just like kind of dark comedy. But so if anyone, Stacy would be fucking with me, and it's like, what are you mad at me? How come you haven't messed with me yet? What the hell? Or maybe that is the what I'm feeling when it feels like someone brushed my shoulder or tapped me on the shoulder and no one's there. I don't know. Maybe it takes a while. Maybe once you're a ghost, it takes a while to figure out how to actually mess with people.
Hawk says hemp oil, and I'm sure you're right, Hawk. But I didn't know, and so I just got some olive oil, because I had no idea what it was they used, what kind of oil, but it worked. I'm here to tell you, It worked. It was.
Let me. I'm gonna answer Dean's question real quick, because we were just talking about this a little bit ago, Dean. Nick Johnson. Yep, he is coming to Hawaii to do that, and I'll be in that video, but it's his video. It's gonna be his channel. I'll just be in it, but not this Friday coming up, but the following Friday, he'll be here and he's gonna pick me up, and I'm gonna basically be his tour guide and do exactly that. We're going to the hoods in the hood for Hawaii, and some homeless encampments and stuff like that. So, but I don't know how he works it. Like, I know I watched one of his videos the other day, and it was filmed in February, but it just came out the other day. So I don't know. He's gonna be here in a couple of weeks, but I don't know if the video is gonna come out for another month or two after that or what. But
yeah, it'll be a while, because he don't get no hurry on it, because you got to do all the. First of all, he's got to get back home.
Yep, got to get back home. Got to do the editing. Got to do the narrating.
Yep. And he's got a darn good. The way he goes about, describing everything is unique. I'll put it like that, man.
I like the way, like when he talks, like the way he narrates. It's so catchy to me. I don't know what it is, but every time after I watch one of his shows, I like start talking like that.
He's got a darn good channel, ain't no doubt about it. He wouldn't have all those. How many subscribers you say he's got? Millions?
He has
I ain't gonna look.
968,000 or 958,000 or 960, almost at a million. Very close to a million.
I sure hope you can get his ass on here. Tell him you ain't gonna show him around if he don't come on our show.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. When that day when he picks me up, before I even get in the car, I'll be like, I'm not getting in until we sign this contract and promise to be on the show. Nah, I'm sure he will, but he's just not. I don't think he's ever gone live. I don't think he's,
I don't know. All of my watcher videos. I don't know if he's gone live or not, because the ones I watch are always old, but the last one was recorded. The very last one he done. So I figured they're up.
What was it? What was it? Somewhere in Illinois, Rockford, Illinois, or something.
Yeah, that's right. It was.
That was a pretty good one, but
but Matt is my hero.
I've talked to him on the phone a few times, and he's like super cool, super laid back. He's definitely interested. He has good questions. Like, I think he would do good if he did lives, because he just has really good questions, and they're not like, it's not like he's like, all right, let me think. What else did I want? It's not like that. It's just like you say one thing and right away he's like, okay, what about this? Or what about, and I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know any of this.
Well, I know he was either a teacher or a professor at college, a teacher in high school, or I know he said it on there one day, but I don't remember which one it was.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. I think he said he's a teacher in high school, but it could have been in college.
Make sense. Yeah, that would make sense. But I know he's around the same age as me. I know that. So
that old? Damn. What are you now? 186?
76, 176.
Okay. All right.
And a half.
And a half. Got to put that hat in there. We're talking about a guy named Nick Johnson, Chris Cat, that is going to come. He lives in North Carolina right now.
I'm not sure, because I'm not even sure.
He lives in Raleigh.
I thought from the area code that he calls me from is California.
He's from California. Yeah.
Then the last time I talked to him, I think he was in Massachusetts. But yeah, so I'm not sure. It might be Carolina, but he traveled America for sure, but sometimes the world. I know he's gone other places, but and he's just, you definitely check out his channel. And if you leave a comment, let him know that Steve and Ronnie sent you.
Absolutely.
And you'll definitely like it. It's very interesting. Good stuff.
Same thing with Hawk. When y'all watch Hawk, tell him Steve and Ronnie sent you. Or Craig, you want.
Yep, and that's it, Bonnie's Nick Johnson, spelled just like that. And he'll be here in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it.
Because Chris Cat, Steve commented on one of his videos, and you explain it, Steve.
Yeah, well, I commented on one of his videos, and then I was, and then he emailed me, because if you go to my about section, I have my email in there, and he emailed me and was like, I'm coming to Hawaii in a couple months, that'd be great. Because at the end of my comment, a lot of times I put much love and aloha, but when I leave a comment on like a video like that, I'll put much love and aloha from Honolulu, Hawaii. And then he emailed me, and then he's like, I'm coming to Hawaii in a couple months, and, it'd be awesome if you want to meet up or da-da-da. And then he goes, and maybe, and he checked out my channel before he emailed me too, because how else would he know this? But he goes, and then maybe, I could make an appearance on one of your podcasts or something. And I'm like, oh, dude, this guy checked out my channel too. Like, I was all starstruck and shit. But yeah, so then we just started talking from there, and then and the last couple of weeks, because that's when he set the date to actually come out and bought the tickets and everything. Then he started calling me, and we've been talking on the phone and setting stuff up.
There's his channel right there. Thank you,
Yeah, there you
John.
go, John.
Appreciate that. Yeah, he's got a good channel, no doubt about it. You know, it just, of course, depends on what he does. He goes around, you know, and he's if people get ready to move, you know, he talks to them and they find the best place, you know, the house and all that. He sends them to realtors or whatever. But he that's why he does all these videos, because he's investigating the towns, you know, see what kind of town it is, how it's ran, and crime rates and all that. And so he goes around, you know, doing all that. And he does it. He just makes it interesting. But my hero is still Mappy. I mean, you know, now Mappy's wife, you know, I take or leave her. You know, but Mappy's a pretty good dude. Looks like SpongeBob.
Maybe that's what I was thinking about earlier when we like, then he still has to edit them and all that. And then what, I didn't say it, but I was thinking, and he's got to put Mappy in there.
Yeah, I was watching one the other day, whenever it was, and Matt, he was talking about something about, you know, pistoles, and Mappy said, well, "They ain't gonna take my gun away."
Yeah.
He said, well, "This is my channel. I'll take it away." And of course, now Mappy's just a little cartoon character thing he's got on there. Oh, you have Chris Cat? Right on.
Let's try this. I think we can get away with playing like a minute of it.
As long as you're on YouTube, as long as it's on you, they ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, because if he gets the notification that someone was using his content and then he sees me, he'll be like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." And it's only like, we'll only do like the first minute just to get kind of an idea. And this is the very first minute. I can't remember if it's
see this all over Rockford. Just old shells of their former selves. Used to be important.
I get a lot of emails from people. For years now, you guys have been saying, "Nick, how come you've never gone to Rockford, Illinois? It's terrible there." Just the type of place you always like to go to.
You can see.
so see how his narrating
right
is.
there.
I love that.
And then off on the horizon, you've got just tons of abandoned stuff. It just goes on and on and on down the horizon. As far as you can see in every direction, it's abandoned.
Half a
And then
day. And it wasn't that bad. I've seen
Oh.
worse.
hold
For
on.
about a half. And one guy told me there's a black cloud that hangs over Rockford, Nick. That's mean.
What's up, Axiom?
So I drove around for about a half a day, and it wasn't that bad. I've seen worse.
He does have some good humor. That's the main thing I like about him.
So a lot of people on this part of town are broke. 14% of Rockford lives in poverty. And the average person here makes about $30K a year.
So yeah, and so that's just kind of like a teaser, I guess. But yeah, so basically, you know, he does his research. You know, he just doesn't drive through all these towns and cities and counties and just post. You know, he gives information too. He does the research, and like there, you know, the average person makes this much a year, and shows you the good parts, more of the bad parts, because a lot of his viewers, you know, show us the hood in that area.
Hey, Indy, welcome, girl.
And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show him what the hood is out here.
Have they really got a hood in Hawaii? Is there really a hood there anywhere?
What they out here is what they call a hood. Yeah, I mean it's sketchy. I mean it's a little dangerous, but me growing up in Detroit, I've never been scared for my life. You know, it's not like I'm not afraid that, you know, some dude's just gonna come out and shoot me for no reason. But it is sketchy.
So you're saying Detroit was worse than anywhere in Hawaii? By far.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I figured.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'll never forget when I first moved here, and I was working for this company, and this one guy that worked there, beginning of the day, is like, "Oh, where you go? What they give you for today? Where you got to go?" And I don't remember it might have been like Waipahu or something, or Waianae, but and he's all, "Oh, good luck, man." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Dude, that's the hood, man. That's the ghetto." He's like, "Dude, be careful, man." And I'm like, "Really, dude?" Like, I was getting nervous at the time because I'm like, "How bad is it?" He's like, "Dude," and I'm just thinking of Detroit in my head, you know. And then I get there and I'm like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" Like, yeah, it's run down. There's a few sketchy people, but what's the hood to you, bro? Like, just because it's a rundown neighborhood and sketchy doesn't make it ghetto. Just doesn't make it, you know.
I mean, you're gonna get shot just by driving through.
Right.
Yeah, and that, but it's like Nick said, you know, well, in several towns, he said that y'all call that a bad place. He said that ain't bad. I mean, he was driving through this one place. I don't remember where it was at, but he was driving through there, and I mean, it looked pretty damn good. It looked as good as any neighborhood I've ever lived in. And people were saying that was the bad part, very bad. Don't go over there after dark. Yeah, there were nice houses all up and down the street everywhere.
Right.
I thought, what is there afraid to be? What is there to be afraid of? I didn't see anything, and he didn't either. You know,
I think too, it was from the one that we were just showing a little bit of. I think it might have been that one, but it was something about how, or maybe it was the previous one. Either way, it was like, yeah, they say this is the worst part of this town. Or no, it was the one before because it was Wisconsin. But so he's like, well, I'll tell you what, Wisconsin, if that's the worst ghetto or hood that you got it made.
mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
Talk through the forest and video those creatures or animals unique to those islands. Wait, what is that? The Juneau Forest? I'm not sure what that is. Dean? The Juneau Forest and video.
I'm trying to find one you're reading.
Oh, Dean, from Dean Milken.
Is it on back up the chat, or where is it?
Nope, there's only a few up.
Oh, okay. That's going the wrong way.
All right. Oh, there's a Wahoo Rooter, Hotel Street. Oh, but yeah, that I don't know what that through the or jungle forest. I see what you're jungle forest.
Got to walk through the jungle forest and video those creatures or animals unique to those islands.
Not really jungle or forest out here though, but yeah, but then see what a Wahoo Rooter, Hotel Street. Dude, what's up? First of all, I almost say your name every time. His real name, but Oahu. Because this is my question for you. Because I've heard this, but is that what you mean? Because the paranormal? Because that's what I've heard, that Hotel Street has like paranormal activity or something like that. I'm not sure if that's what you meant by Hotel Street. So why the only place you guarantee to get laid? I like because he's laid.
You got a point there, Hawk. Some people. That's right, Richard. They sure are. But hey, I hope you can get him on here. I really do. I would love to have him because I've definitely got a lot of questions I'd love to ask you about all these places.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure I will. Because like I said, he originally brought it up, which is cool. But then again, I know like this is a big, like he's been planning to come here for like 2.5, 3 months. So I know that's like a big deal to him too. So I'm sure the last thing he's thinking about is, I know he's still getting ready. Actually, he's going to be here in a week. We're just not hanging out for 2 weeks. So
he's just going to go around and kind of get some B-roll or something, I guess, of a or whatever. But he also he don't just do. He checks out the food. Like the other day on that Rockford one, he went to a marijuana shop and bought some candy that had marijuana in it.
He's like, I'm drug free. I don't even do drugs. He's like, but for something for something purposes. But yeah, he still bought it. And what's up, as if? Aloha. And
Good to
thank
see
you,
you,
brother.
Azzel.
19 months, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, so I know he's going to be doing a lot of stuff before we even hang out while he's here. But then I do also know that, he's going to be here. No, actually, he's going to be here in over a week and a half, because he's only going to be here for a week. And then he's going to the other islands. So he's going to go like the Big Island for a week. He's going to go to Maui for a week. So he's going to be in Hawaii for a good month. And that's what I meant earlier about might not see the video until like July or August,
Well, if he's going to be there that long, y'all might become kissing buddies. I mean, that's a long time,
Yeah. Well, he's only going to be on this. He's only going to be on this island for a week. He's going to be in Hawaii for a month, but this island for a week. So he's going to spend.
Well, you're not going. You're not going with him to other parts.
I wish. I haven't been. Shoot, it's been over a year since I've been to another island. I went to the Big Island.
Yeah, but you kind of know it. I mean, you know it better than he does. That's for any of them, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's true. But yeah, that cost. And then then taking time off work. Like, see him, he's smart because he's on vacation, and he's working, and he's making money while he's on vacation. I can't do that. If I go on vacation, I got to tell customers, I'm off island. Can you wait a week?
Well, listen, I just want to say something here right quick. That kind of talk, William, ain't going to get it on my channel, I can tell you right now. If you put anything else like that in there again, I'm going to, and I don't want to do that, so please don't do it.
What did I miss? Hold on, I'm trying to.
I've already took it out now, so.
Not
trying to be a wise ass. That ain't no way to be, in my opinion. Darn, I was having a good time up there too.
I don't even know what it was.
Well, it wasn't nice. The F word.
Be nice.
Yes, be nice. It's all that we're asking. All that we're asking. Yes, it is.
Hotel Street in downtown. Yep. And there's another one. Man, I got it written down somewhere, but that doesn't do me no good now. But I found it on YouTube. Jeffrey, aloha. I found it on YouTube too, but there's like a company that they do a paranormal ghost tour from like spirits from back like over 100 years ago, 200 years ago back when Hawaii was fighting each other for land because of different islands. And, they were like wanted to own all the islands and like on the Pali. That's one of them, Oahu Rooter. There's like a whole bunch of ghost stories about Pali, but I never called that paranormal tour or whatever, but that might be something good to look into or to tell Nick about while he's here.
Yeah, if he's into any kind of paranormal, which I don't know if he is or not, but if he ain't, maybe he needs to get into it just a little bit. Particularly on an island like Hawaii or islands like Hawaii, because I know those people there. The original Hawaiians. I know they believe in a lot of that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, and that's right. Nada's from here, so Nada knows too. Nada knows a lot about Hawaii. He's in chat.
Oh yeah.
He's not here now, but he's from here.
And he's the one who's
I actually just met him the other night. Well, he's been in chat for a while, but I just met him on a live stream the other night, so I finally got to meet like we're talking now.
I haven't met anybody on YouTube personally yet. I would like to. There's a lot of people I'd like to meet, but Jeremy, what's up, Jeremy? Good to see you.
Jeremy the Jester. Aloha, brother.
Yeah, let's see here. Come over here right quick. And let's see. Yeah, this is
So
my
yeah,
new now.
did I tell my keyboard story? I know I told you, Ronnie, but did I tell it
No, you
while
haven't
we
told
were?
me yet.
I didn't say it while we were live.
No, you haven't said it.
That's it's kind of funny. It's funny, it's kind of funny, a little embarrassing, but I don't give a shit because I'm an open book. So Friday, I started typing in like chat or leaving a comment on someone's video or something, and let's just say I was typing "Have a great day," so I type in "Have a great day," and then I look, and it's still the A from "have," like A-V-E. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why is it? This has never happened before. So I'm like, this is the keyboard that I had was the like cheap free one that came with the computer when I got the computer a year and a half ago. So I'm like, it's got to be the keyboard. I'll get a new keyboard. So yesterday, or first, I messed around like thinking settings. It's got to be something, and I messed around for almost 2 hours. Couldn't get it. Then I'm like, got to be the keyboard. So yesterday, I went and bought a new keyboard. Come home, it's nice, lot nicer. Plug it in, same thing. I'm like, all right, guess it's not the keyboard. Back to square one, right? And then I had a bunch of problems. I spent another 2 hours trying to figure it all out. And then I went to restart the computer. And then when it came back on, it was just a blank screen with, to put in your password to get back in. And then it didn't work at all. So I couldn't even get back on the computer. I'm like, oh my God. And then I finally seen this thing because my mouse still works. I clicked on it and I could still restart the computer again. So what it came down to is I ended up the third time I restarted the computer, and then everything's back to normal. It works fine. So all that trying to figure it out, messing around, and 4.5 hours total of time and getting a new one. Still have no idea what I did to fix it, but now I got a nicer keyboard, and it works normal. So
well, development to avoid of a void says that is a buffer issue, nothing to do with the keyboard. I know mine does it. That's what I was telling Steve earlier. Mine does it too from time to time. It just puts in the what it wants to put in. I mean, if you type, if I'm trying to say or type Steve, it might put the T and the E, but that's be about it. So you got to watch real close what the heck you're doing. Or it won't work.
Oh, is he talking about? Wait, they look like a skunk, beaver. Oh, you must be talking about mongoose. Yeah, you gotta be talking. I think I seen someone mention. I haven't been following chat that close, but I think I saw someone mention mongoose. Oh yeah, now that earlier said mongoose are everywhere. They are, dude, because there's no squirrels here, but there's mongoose. Now the big difference between mongoose and squirrels is a mongoose will you up. They are vicious and mean, like really mean.
There ain't a mongoose. That's the one that eats snakes, ain't it? Too, don't they? Well, that's why there ain't no snakes in Hawaii. The mongoose ate them all.
Right. Well, no, the funny thing is the reason they brought mongoose here back in the day was because of the rat problem. But mongoose are day hunters and rats are night hunters. So now they have a mongoose problem and a rat problem. But no snakes. So
that's kind of like over in what was it? Australia, where they brought in all these frogs for some reason. I've forgotten what it was. Anyway, they brought in, I think they're called cane frogs. And they brought them in to get rid of something. And the frogs are poisonous. They turned out to be way worse than the problem it's trying to get rid of. You're welcome, Mary. No problem.
It's funny you mentioned frogs because, again, when I first moved here and I lived in Kailua, so on the windward side, and me and my roommate went to this bar, And then he ended up taking off with some other people, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll just walk home, man. Go ahead. I didn't want to go with them, so I was like, nah, it's cool. I'll just walk home. And all I was wearing was, shorts, t-shirt, and my flip-flops or slippers was what they call them here. And I was walking over this like bridge, and there was just tons of frogs. And now where I grew up, we used to catch frogs. Like we were never scared of frogs or afraid to touch them, or they're just frogs. And there's all these frogs and stuff, and I was like, damn, that's a lot. And they were big fat ones too. But I had my slippers on, my flip-flops. So I'm just like, and I was drunk. So I just walked around them. And then the next day I find out, my buddy's like, yeah, dude, you didn't touch any of them, did you? And I'm like, no, why? He's like, they're poisonous, man. They'll make you sick as hell. I'm like,
Yeah.
I never knew that. So
well,
good thing I didn't do that night.
I seen a video on it. It's been about 10 years ago, I guess. It's been a while back. And they were telling about the frog issue there in Australia. But it's not nice, that's for sure, than frogs anyway. Let's see here. What we got going here? Hey, let me answer this right quick, Steve.
Yeah, that is true, Dean. How they didn't know, but it's kind of like they should have looked into it just a little more before finalizing. All right, bring them in, because you know how they are. Well, I know NADA does for how they are coming into Hawaii. Man, they make sure. What is that, customs or whatever? When they make sure you're not bringing in snakes or even food because of bugs and stuff. There's already enough messed up bugs out here. Shoot, I got bit on right there. I don't know if you can see that red dot. I got ointment on it right now, but I think it was a red ant. I'm not sure. I was working, and there was a whole bunch of like plants and trees, and it was like out back, and something bit me. And at first,
I want to know what that. Excuse me, Steve. I don't know what the hell's wrong with everybody today. This is a new channel. You got to give me time to give you a wrench. Come on. I'm not stabbing anybody in the damn back. Give me a break. This is ridiculous. You know who you are. Damn. Well, if that's where you want it, well, we can fix that right down quick. I don't give a shit. Believe me. This is a new channel, Steve. You know that, right?
Yeah, your other one's still shut down, isn't it?
No, I can get back on it now.
Oh, okay. I guess it has been 2 weeks, but yeah.
Yeah, but it just came back. Where I get back on. I just noticed this morning. I don't know when they let me back on, but I just noticed it this morning. But it's just I'd be more than happy to give you the wrench. You just give me a chance to. It's the first time you've been in my chat since on this channel.
Hey, the best life. Aloha.
Fine, quit texting me then.
Javel.
Damn.
Javel, the best life. Aloha. And Rook, back in chat just a little bit. I just seen Chrissy Cat. It might be. I don't know, but when I was told that when I first moved here, I'm gonna believe it because especially after getting bit, whatever bit me, that shit hurt.
Give me just a couple of seconds, Steve.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. The MLP, this is. Oh wait, I have it pinned at the top. Yeah, if you're in my chat, I have it pinned at the top. It'll take you straight over to the same stream, but on Ronnie's channel, and then you could sub to his new one from there. But yeah, whatever bit me on the hand, at first I thought it was a mosquito bite, but then I'm like, oh, that kind of hurts. And then I looked, and it was bleeding already, and I'm like, what the hell? but it was itching like a mosquito bite at the same time, and then it hurt. It was weird. And so I'm like, oh, whatever. And that was a week ago. And now, like, I'd say the size of, I don't know, maybe 2 quarters right next to each other. That whole part of my skin, it's like all like weird and different. Hey, aloha, Sparky's Run. Hey, I see Wolverines. So yeah, I don't know. I want to say red ant because I did see a couple of red ants the area I was working in, but I don't know for sure. All I know is it sucks. Oh, do they, Jody? Arizona's got, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. I believe that they are out here. I don't want to find out personally. Right, racehorse. That's like me. I used to catch frogs growing up, keep them as pets, touch them all the time. Like never even thought, Same thing with centipedes out here. Centipedes out here are poisonous. They weren't in Michigan. Not that I knew of. I wasn't scared of centipedes in Michigan, put it that way. Here, they'll mess you up. One of the companies I worked for like 12 years ago, Jason got bit by a centipede in his sleep on his butt cheek 3 times.
Wait a minute. I'm the whiny baby. I'm not I ain't the one that started out raising hell about. I mean, it's a brand new channel. There's a lot of people that haven't been a chance to give a wrench to.
She's not saying you're whiny. She said you rock and F the whiny.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I misread it.
I'm sorry, you're whiny.
I'm sorry, Snoops.
I've done that before too. I read things too fast and then I read it wrong. Yeah, if it was a red ant snooks, I don't think I've ever been bit by a red ant. If it was, then I have once.
Hey, Wolverines, how you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Montana got cold. All the bugs died. Yeah, that was a nice part about Michigan too. Mosquitoes would go away. Mosquito bites here are weird, man. You get bit and that thing itches like 10 times worse than any mosquito bite I ever had. But then after 15, 20 minutes, gone. No bump, no nothing. I remember in Michigan getting a mosquito bite, and 2 days later, you'd still have a bump there where the mosquito bit you, and you know. Here, give it 20 minutes, gone. Like it never happened. So now that we're all happy again and back on the happy track, what else is good?
Well, I really ain't happy, to be honest with you. I mean,
just a few speed bumps.
Kind of screwed my day up, to be honest with you, because I haven't done anything to anybody. Not wrong, not even half wrong. I've tried to be good to everybody and be friends with everybody. I don't feel like I've done anything to anyone bad in any way.
It's the 5G.
I don't know what it is, brother. I ain't done a damn thing to anybody. All I do is come on my show. I mean, I want to come on just like anybody else does. I mean, I went for 2 months there almost. Didn't come on one night because I was so sick. And I still can't come on half the time because I'm sick. And then I get my ass chewed out for coming on. I mean, this is so ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Sure run my day. I mean, that's for sure. Well, yeah, Van, you, but I mean, no, wrong one.
Yeah, but that's fun.
Thank you, Wolverines. Snooks, thank you.
Yeah, they have slugs like crazy, Dean. But that's why we always have that big jar of salt. Just dump a little salt on them. They disappear. And you said, how big are the mosquitoes in Hawaii? Dude, they are, it's weird. You can't see them. They're like
Thank you, Jody.
Black. They're really dark black, and it's hard to see them, like really hard to see them.
Well, if y'all could have read the text that I just got, you'd know why it bothers me so much. I mean, it's just, and I'm not trying to keep it going. It's just that it's really bothers me. I can't tell you, Cola. I'm not going to do that.
You know what? It's all right. It's like a week or two ago, I was working and listening to someone's. I'm not going to say any names, but I was listening to someone's live stream, and they were saying stuff. And what were they talking about? Oh yeah, they were actually talking about me. They were talking about a stream that I think it was you and me had like a few days before. Or it was one from Thursday. But anyway, it was a couple weeks ago. And then, so they were talking about me and about what the stream was about. And then they were not purposely, but they were kind of putting words in my mouth because I'm like, that's not what I was saying. So then I'm like, oh, and I stopped working and I grabbed my phone and I'm like, hey, this isn't fair. I can't even defend myself. I'm working, you know. I'm like, you know, so, but then they didn't see the message for like another 2 minutes or whatever. But within those 2 minutes, then they said something else, and I'm like, dude, this ain't right, man. So set my torch down, and that's what I said. I go, all right, I had to set my torch down for this. I'm like, this isn't fair. You guys are talking about me, and I can't even defend myself because everything you're saying is not what I said. You took it the wrong way. So then one of the guys on his panel was like, his torch, oh, what, he's a meth head? Oh, this guy over there putting his torch down. Like, thanks for taking a break from smoking meth. And then everyone's like, dude, he's not a meth head, da-da-da. But my whole thing was, I'm not a meth head. I've never even tried it. So originally I got mad about it because that's how rumors start. But then I'm like, I'm not going to let that ruin my day. I've never even tried meth. I don't care. I've been a plumber for 30 years. Yeah, I put my torch down because I'm sweating pipe, earning money. Say what you want. I don't care.
And Ed, screw you, Ed, 2 or 3 times over. I don't give a damn. I don't want you to come back to my channel.
Come on, why are you guys doing this? I'm trying to like,
so I could block your ass.
I'm trying to make a better mood and a happy mood, and then you guys got to go and say shit like that. Come on,
No
man.
Shit. It's ridiculous. What? I ain't done anything to anybody. Not a thing. All I try to do is come on my channel and have a good time with everybody. If anybody in here thinks I don't try to have a good time with them, if I've been rude to anybody or anything, well, let me know and let me know what I did. And I'll do my best to fix it. I've not been rude, done anything bad to anyone. I don't know what y'all's problem is. I mean, my God. What did I do to you, Ed? I ain't done a damn thing to you.
He said he's just joking. He said, it's all good. And then LSP said he understands, but if it's disruptive to the show, just because people play along doesn't make it right.
You sure don't, especially when you know somebody's already upset. I mean, come on.
But, oh, yeah, that's right. Nada. Yeah, Nada was there on that stream. Nada knows what else he's talking about that story. But yeah, that was my whole point, that I was going to let that ruin the rest of my day because some dude says I'm a meth head. You know, I know it's not true. So, William, whoever's doing this, shut up.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, what William said. It's 5G, man. The 5G is kicking in and it's fucking with everybody's brains.
Well, I know, I mean, here it is. I lose the channel, once every 2 or 3 months. And I come up, this is a new channel. If you haven't been to my channel since I've had it up, I can't give you a wrench till you come there. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And everybody ought to know that already. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Creek. He said, think about Joe Biden with curly hair. There you go. Did you see that latest? Speaking of that dementia, old ass fugger, do you see that latest one of him where he's at, talking all these people like 15 and he goes, he's reading the teleprompter, and the teleprompter says, 4 more years, like to get the crowd to start chanting, and it says 4 more years, and then in the things it says pause, but he's up there and he goes 4 more years, pause. Oh, it's like, dude, how many times has he done stuff like that? And he just keeps doing it. Here's Craig the Hunter.
Yep, the Hunter boy is in the house.
Hey,
Good to see you,
Craig.
Good to see you, Craig. I'm gonna have to figure out something though. I got to catch up with Craig somehow or another. It's going to take me a while, but if I ever quit losing channels, anything is possible. I doubt I could ever do it, but I sure can't do it if I keep losing channels. That's all there is to it. So I imagine he'll stay way, way, way ahead of it, but that's all right. I love Craig, so it's all good. And he helps me get Garrett to focus sometimes. Ain't that right, Craig?
You see, I was just reading Garrett's comment about the correspondent. No, I don't know where is that what you mean? What I was talking about? I don't know. I'm not sure. I got too much shit going through my head. I can't focus anymore. Yeah, there you go, Craig. Focus. Right when I said that, Craig's comment pops up. Focus. I'm like trying to listen to Ronnie and read the chat and try to like pick up the positive vibes, and then my brain's like, I can't do it. Shut down.
That's what I'm trying to do, is get back to a positive vibe. I had a good one when we come home. For the first hour anyway. Yeah, shit happens, I guess.
Yeah.
But if it wouldn't bother me so much if it was true. I ain't done anything to anybody.
Right. Rome, it's the mess, Steve. That's what it is. It's the mess. Put my damn torch down. I don't have torches like this for nothing. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, Hawks will go frolicking naked in the forest.
Candles.
Well, have fun, Hawk.
That reminds me of the Howie Mandel joke from like 20, 30 years ago. And at least because I was a teenager, but because I got free tickets to see him at Palace Auburn Hills. And that was one of his jokes with the word, he's like, frolic. You're like, who's like walking down the street and is just like, I feel like frolicking right now. It just, it's not funny when I say it, but I just remember it was hilarious at the time.
Yeah, Hawk, don't get anything caught anywhere. If you're going to be naked, you might run up through some briars and some brambles. It won't feel too good. I don't know what David said. Oh, let's see what David said here. We have too much going on. We have to stay focused. That's right. What Craig said.
Everybody grab your focus factor and take like 3 or 4 pills of focus factor and fish oil.
Absolutely. But I think I'm finally calmed down now. It took me a while, but I think I'm finally calmed down. Thank God. You ever had something bother you so much, that you couldn't hold it in?
I've had things bother me because for the most part, I can just not fall asleep fast, but I can fall asleep without being bothered and just slowly fall asleep. But sometimes I'll get something that's bothering me that there's no way in hell I'm going to fall asleep because I can't stop thinking about it. And it just drives me crazy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say about it, but I ain't going to say nothing else about it. What it is what it is, I guess. Monty, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Monty.
Hey, Monty, aloha.
Monty's out and about.
Boot, there's ex-bootlicker, aloha.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Boot? I'm going to grab me some drink right quick, Steve. We'll be right back.
Oh yeah, full Monty. I was actually well, I was talking about it a little bit ago, and then Ronnie was just talking about wrenches too, but on a different. But mine, I had over 1,000 moderators, and I had to reset. So it's not personal, but what it came down, well, I had to reset. So, and then it's definitely not personal for anyone, but it kind of goes to who really moderates that has a wrench anyway, you know what I mean? So I was just gonna kind of keep it to people that actually moderate type deal. So please don't be mad at me. I still love you guys, all of you. And then I seen another question earlier. I can't remember who it was. I think I said something about the slugs and then the mosquitoes. Oh, no, wait, I did answer. Okay, never mind. I did get them all, I think.
Oh, Craig's been out frolicking in his tights. Boy, I bet that was a sight to behold. Craig in tights. Can you imagine Craig out frolicking in his tights, Steve, and he's got his wig on, his beard and everything?
It's a beautiful thing right there.
I'm telling you. Scary to death thing, one or the other. Exactly, MLP. Couldn't agree more. Well, see, I guess I need to go ahead and time Van out just for the heck of it. You know, he ain't done nothing, but I need to time him out. You know, just for old time's sake. I'll never forget that. Yeah. And this is when I think I first got my. I hadn't been on YouTube long, and Van was in there, and I didn't mean to time him out. I don't even know how in the hell I done it now. I forgot. But anyway, when I remember the chat jumping, you know, just about the time whatever I was going to do. And when it jumped, and I clicked the button at the same time, and it timed Van out.
Yeah, that's the best when you accidentally do that. We did that once to As If It's Your Business a long time ago, over a year ago. But me and Nina were live getting ready to watch sunset, and she put her phone in her back pocket, and it somehow that happened. And As it was like, what the hell? What did I get timed out for? And we're like, nobody timed you out. But it was because she put her phone in the back pocket and it hit something. Wasn't on purpose, that's for sure. So and Ed's cool too on my chat. So yeah, let's everyone refresh. Everyone start over. Refresh.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, Cheryl, freaking humongous and scary. Super humongous and scary.
You know, suckers here in Texas ain't much better. I can tell you right now. They're pretty good size themselves. If y'all are any bigger than these in Texas, I don't want to run into one.
Dude, I've seen some in person out here that, yeah, I was like a little girl just jumping up at, like, I'd rather see a rat than see if I could pull one up on line, because that's the crazy part. I didn't know they were poisonous, but yeah, when they bite you, it looks like a vampire bite. It's like they got these two, like, so it looks like a miniature vampire. Let's see images. Here we go. Ooh, it's creepy just looking at it on screen. Present. There we go. Pull this one up, Ronnie. This is
you got that right, MLP. They definitely long. All right.
So yeah, right, like this right here. That's longer than the guy's hand. You can't really, but it goes past his wrist there.
I wouldn't be letting a sucker crawl around on me. No way.
They're freaky looking. But the thing is, it's even though the big ones are freakier looking, it's the little ones you got to worry about because they are poisonous, and the little ones just let all the poison go. Like they don't have no control, So the poison ones can hurt you more than the big ones. Oh, look at the face on that thing. Ew.
Now, if you was a centipede, you'd probably fall in love with that. You think it's the handsomest or prettiest thing. I don't know if it's male or female. So, if you're a centipede, you think, boy, that's either pretty or the handsomest thing I have ever seen.
See, I'm assuming that's what they bite you with, those two, because because it looks like a miniature vampire bite.
Well, what are those things? Is that just his whiskers, or what? I wonder what them things there are that was sticking out.
It's
and big old long things come out from his nose.
These black things or the other ones?
No, the ones right below his eyes and between his nose and mouth.
Yeah, these ones.
No,
I think that's
up on his.
Oh, these long things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Whiskers, or maybe that's what they use to bite. I don't know.
Now, I think he's right the first time that those things coming down look like what he'd bite with. But I don't know.
Ooh, ugh. And they're so sneaky too, man. This was a couple years ago, but me and Nina seen one in our room, man. We're just watching TV and we seen it like slithering across the room. Ah! And this is where Nina's my superhero because I was the little bitch. And I was like, jumped up on the bed. Nina just grabbed a knife right away and just attacked that thing. And I was like, yeah, you're my hero. And she cut it in like 4 or 5 different pieces, and all of them were still moving. All that.
Oh. Well, I heard, I don't know how true it is, but I heard a long time ago that centipedes and snakes can literally grow back together. Some snakes. I don't know about all of them, but
I've heard that about snakes and worms, but I believe it with the centipedes now that I've seen Nina chop that thing into 4 or 5 pieces, and it was just all. But then she picked them all up and flushed it down the toilet. And I was still standing on the bed like a little girl. Hey, I'll be honest.
Oh, I'd love seeing that. That's kind of like when she had to go in and get your phone, ain't it? When you dropped it in the ocean out there, or that hole.
Oh yeah, no, I jumped in there and got it, but then I sprained my ankle, and then then the tide started coming in, and then she had to save me to get back out because the tide started coming in, and I'm like, I can't get out. The tide's coming in. And I was scared. I was. But then and then she had to save me to get me back out of the hole or whatever it's called.
Well, either way, thank God for Nina, huh?
Yeah, see, there's twice that she saved, and there's probably 10 dozen more times that she saved me.
Well, when she went on the vacation here a couple weeks ago and was gone for a week, and you was telling about how much you missed her. Believe me, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, because when you love someone and you're used to being around them all the time, and then all of a sudden they're gone for a week, man,
right?
You can be lost in a hurry.
Yeah, well, because at first you're like, it's only a week. It's not, like she'll be on vacation, have a good time. I can do this and this and that. And then that first night when you go to sleep, it's like, this is weird. Like I'm by myself. What the hell, man? And then the next day, and then you wake up the next day to go do stuff, but you're so used to it. You're like, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do now? Like, she's my motivation. No more soy for Steve.
Yeah.
Who is that? What I think what Nada said. I think something about and then you can't stop looking for them, or you can't go to sleep for the centipedes. That is so true. Because once you see it and it's in your room, you can't fall asleep unless you know that thing's gone or taken care of.
It wouldn't bother me unless he's in the bed with me. I'd go right to sleep.
Well, that's what I mean. They're so sneaky, you can't hear them. And like I said, that my one boss, long time ago. He got bit by one on his butt cheek in his sleep 3 times, and for like 2 or 3 days, he looked like he had a stroke. Like I
Well, let me
remember the
ask,
first day I got there, and he's just like, it was like he couldn't move his left arm, and he was kind of talking like this. I'm like, dude, what happened to you? He's like, I got bit by a centipede. It's like it fucks you up that bad. Damn.
well, let me ask you this: if you had to pick between these two critters, vermin, whatever you want to call them, which one would you pick? Would you pick a centipede or bed bugs?
Oh shit.
It's a tough one, ain't it?
Yeah, because I've dealt a long, like 20 something years ago, I dealt with bed bugs, and oh god, that sucks. Oh shoot, I don't know, man. But that all makes difference though. Is it bed bugs and just knowing that there's one centipede in your room? Or is it bed bugs and knowing that there's a lot of centipedes in your room?
Well, there's at least the way I understand it, if you got one bed bug, you got a million of them. It's kind of like cockroaches.
Yeah. No, I know. I dealt with them a long time ago, and it was the worst.
Well, then you know what I'm saying.
You wake up and you got all these red bumps all over your body, and you're like, what the hell's going on?
Chris says, my son had to get a tick out of his son's, penis.
Ooh.
He said he did not know he would be a dad doing that. Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. Poor kid. He had a tick. Oh.
Was it in it or on it?
I'm pretty sure it was in it, because once they grab on, they start digging.
Yeah, but you'd think he'd noticed it. But I was just wondering, she meant he crawled down the pee hole or what? Either way, I mean, that's bad. Lord have mercy. Now, I've had ticks. I had one on my back. This has been years ago. And I felt, I was itching back there. And I thought it was a mole. And so one day I had my wife look at it, and it was a damn tick. Of course, we lived out in the country, and I, more in the yard, working the yard, I could have got it anywhere. But that, I told her, I said, take your cigarette and, don't burn me, but just hold it close enough to him and he'll back out. So my wife is a very impatient woman, I'm telling you. She held the cigarette there for about a half second, said, I can't hold the cigarette there any longer. I mean, it wasn't that long. And, I said, well, yank him out then. So she did, but they left the whatever you call them that they dig with in there. But it got well. So it all worked.
I was gonna say, because I've heard stories where, well, this is with dogs and ticks. I've never dealt with a human having a tick, but with dogs, and then if you don't get and you, like you were just saying, it left the whatever they dig with in there, that they can grow back or keep going. So you like get it out and it's kind of better, but then like a few weeks it comes back, or that's just what I've heard. I've never actually.
Well, I said it. I said nothing happened, and I don't know if this is in the same place or not, but if it wasn't, it was very close, and I think it might have been that. But I had this big old rising, whatever you want to call them, come up on my back is a big old, and it wasn't infected, but it looked pretty bad. Anyway, she popped that thing, and but it left a hole in my back and I'm serious, about an inch deep. And I had a doctor's appointment one day. It had already healed up by this time. And I went to the doctor, and he said, who cut your back? Who stabbed you? However you put it. I said, nobody's messes my back. He said, well, you got a big old hole in it back here. I'd forgotten about it, because it'd been 2 or 3 months ago. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, Mr. York, you got a hole in your back about this deep. He said, it needs stitches. And
holy shit, it needed stitches that bad?
That's what he said. And I said, no, man. I said, that I remembered then. I said, no, that was from that what are you call them things on my back, and my wife popped it. I said, it's been well now for a cyst.
An cyst, yeah.
I said, my wife popped that thing 2 or 3 months ago, and that's just how deep it was. He said, well, it still needs stitches. I said, well, I ain't gonna get no stitches. It healed up. You know, it just had the hole there, but it had healed up all around it.
Yeah, that's weird because of the cyst. I had a cyst on my back 11, 12, 13 years ago, but I went to one of those urgent care, like side of the road doctors where they're not, I mean, they're doctors, but they're just, urgent care,
Yeah.
the quick in and out.
Yep.
And what happened was originally I was with my buddy Nate and his girlfriend at the time, Jessica, and we were at the beach and she's like, "Oh, you got a zit on your back. Let me pop it." And I'm like, "What? Oh, whatever." And she went to pop it. I'm like, "Ow, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I guess it's not ready yet or whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, just leave that alone. That shit hurts." And then I forgot about it. And then like a month later, I started feeling it and it was bigger and bigger. I keep reaching like it's still there. But then it got to a point where it looked like almost the size of a golf ball. And then I'm like, shit. So I went to that urgent care and they took care of it, but they didn't because they cut it out and it was so painful, dude. There was blood everywhere too, man. I just remember laying on my stomach and just looking back like this and there's this blood and it hurt like hell. And it was deep too, like you were saying with yours. And I had to put like cotton, which was super hard because it's in the middle of my back. And so anyway, when it was healing up and like 2 months later, I went to an actual, regular, not an urgent care doctor. And they were like, "What the hell happened to your back?" And I told him, and he was embarrassed because he wouldn't have said it like that if he would have known that I went to a urgent care doctor, because basically he was making the urgent care doctor look bad. Like, who did this, man? Like a doctor, you know.
One of your proteges.
Right. Yeah. But I want to point something out real quick. I'm not really sure what's going on my chat, but all right, let's leave it all alone. I don't know what's going on with Ed Hen. I don't know why he's getting timed out. I missed all the comments, but let's all start over, refresh, all get along. I'll be positive and happy.
Love each other.
And no name calling. No more name calling or no more whatever the hell's going on.
Absolutely. And I agree. I don't remember who was saying that a while ago, but we all have got to stick together here. All these little old things that we're fussing and fighting about ain't worth it at all when you think the big picture that's going on right now.
Yeah,
it definitely ain't worth it.
And
I just want to say, if I've done anything to hurt anybody in any way, I apologize. I don't know what it could have been, but if I did, I apologize.
Right. And they are already trying to divide all of us. So let's not divide each other.
They have been for a long time, years and years and years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
If we keep
absolutely,
if we keep dividing ourselves, I mean, they don't have to do anything, So that anybody that feels I've wronged them, I apologize. I sincerely mean that. You're welcome, Van. Thank you. So you got both of them. You're welcome and thank you. We are, of course, trouble down here. Oh, wait a minute. Now I got to put that on the screen. It's hard for me to read there. My eyeballs ain't that good. We are cause trouble down here. It's like a ballroom. I need a beer. I do too now. All right.
Yeah, it reminds me of what's that one?
Not a whiskey.
The one movie where the dude's in the band and playing for the bar, but it's got like a fence cage blocking the stage. People are throwing beer bottles and shit. The guy's just sitting there, but he's blind, just playing his guitar and singing, but he can't see nothing. Beer bottles are breaking on the cage.
Well, Steve, Brent, you brought that up. In some places in the South, they put a chicken wire around the band so that people can't throw beer bottles and things at them.
Yep. Yeah. And not a Roadhouse. It was Roadhouse. That was the movie I was thinking of. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. The chicken wire. And that's exactly it, Ronnie.
Now, let's see, I can't think of the name of this country band. They made a video where they wasn't actually having beer bottles. I mean, the beer bottles were being thrown at them, but it was a video that they was making. But man, I'm telling you what, they had this chicken wire all around the stage, and people just chunking beer bottles left and right. And I thought, yeah, that's probably the way it is in Alabama, Georgia, or somewhere down in there. I ain't never been there though, so I ain't never seen anybody with an actual chicken wire around the stage anywhere here in Texas, anyway.
Could you imagine being in a band where that's like, I don't know, that'd be rough to be like, okay, so this is where you're performing tonight, and it'd be like, what's the deal with the you'll find out. You'll find out.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't seem safe, man.
Exactly, Debbie, exactly. But I don't know, sometimes hate is catching up, it seems. You know, man, I don't know. It's just I think we all gotta, just my opinion, I think we all gotta wrap our heads around God and Christ and say our prayers, and I don't care if you've done anything wrong or not, and ask for forgiveness. And just, go on with your life from there. That's what I'm gonna do anyway. I'm not mad at anybody, honestly. I ain't.
Me neither. Even people that I normally would be mad at, or like 10 years ago, the old me, people I disagree with or don't care for, I still don't not like anyone. I still love everyone. But that's why I was just reading Debbie King's comment from a little bit ago. It says, please remember we are in this together. Love spreads faster than hate. And that is so true, because I've been in situations recently, like within the last month or two, where like some dude would just be angry. Like I'd be out in public and he'd just be like, whoa, what, bro? You got, like 10 years ago, it would have turned into a fist fight, and then just show love. And it's amazing how fast their attitude changes. And then you become friends with them. And, it's like they were just having a bad day and taking it out on you. And then once you showed love and they felt it, then they realized like, yeah, what am I doing?
Yeah. It's like when you're a teenager, or at least when I was a teenager, I had so many fights, it wasn't even funny. When we first moved into a town, for instance.
Oh yeah. That's a teenager in America.
Yeah, but that's a teenager, when you grow up, you're supposed to grow up, and be able to set the petty stuff aside. And that's definitely what I try to do and am trying to do. So, like I said, I apologize to anybody that feels I've hurt them anyway. I'm sorry. I didn't. It wasn't intended to hurt. Whatever it was, wasn't intended to hurt anyone.
Right. Yeah, and that's what makes a big difference too. It's what are the intentions? Because sometimes people do. I've done this. I'm notorious for this, doing things and not even like, because I can be naive, but my intentions are never to do anyone wrong or hurt anyone. But then I can understand how that's how it's taken. So, but then that's how I grow as a person. I understand that and I grow from it. But now when someone is doing things intentionally and on purpose, well, then that just makes you an asshole.
I'm sorry, Van. Doggone it. Van cried all night when I heard his voice. Darn it. If I'd have been there, Van, I'd have
combed your beard. I would have combed your beard for you.
And then yanked it out.
I would have yanked out and said, stop crying. Stop crying. There's no crying in baseball.
That's right. What PDF said. Thank you, PDF elves. And now, is this the same PDF we know? All right.
The PDF elves.
Yeah. Is that the same one? I mean, I don't know.
Yep. Or
Okay.
no. Wait,
Nope.
no, I just confused myself. We were just talking about this Friday night with PDF. I can't remember. It was late. Damn it. PDF, not PDF elves, but PDF. Are you still here? because I
That's
can't
why-
remember now.
Either way, I agree with him. You know, but I was trying to figure out if it's the same person. Now I don't know. But
Yeah,
thank you,
literally, we
PDFL.
just talked because someone asked a very similar, if not the same, question Friday night on that panel I was on, and Poor Dirt Farmer explained it, and now I can't remember for the life of me if that's one of his channels or it's not him. But I don't remember. And you're right, Nada. They do real easy. I didn't pick me up from the airport, but I forgave him. Pussy can't drive with shit.
Well, Craig, you know, I might have saved your life that day by not picking you up because, like you said, I can't drive worth of shit. And with you in there and making me laugh and everything, I would probably had a wreck before we got 2 miles down the road. Since I didn't know PDFs till tonight, but they're a dang good mod.
Oh yeah,
Dang.
yeah. That's the PDF elves, and then there's just PDF Port Dirt Farmer, and he's really good guy too.
He is, unless you piss him off.
Well, yeah, you don't want to get on his bad side. That's for damn sure. He will ruin you and everyone you know.
That's for damn sure.
But
Now, I ain't kidding you. That time when I first
Okay.
started watching him, Steve, man, I binged on his videos. I mean, it was damn good. There were some good videos. Really good.
Because yeah, and he's really loyal too. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I don't want to say I've gotten in trouble, but there was people that were coming around my channel that could have got me in trouble, put it that way, or could have ruined a lot of things that I had no idea about. Again, back to the naive part. But PDF was always looking out and gave me heads up on some stuff. And like anything, and nothing against PDF or even you, Ronnie, when you tell me stuff, I don't just be like, hey, you know, sometimes I look into it like, wow, really? I don't see that. So I like look into it. And that's what I did. And everything PDF said was 100% on the dot. And I was like, holy shit, dude. Thank you for letting me know, man.
Yeah. And that one of those videos I watched where the guy knocked the phone out of our camera, whichever one he was carrying at the time. This is a big dude, and PDF's not a very big guy. But he stood up to the guy. I mean, big time.
I know which video you're talking about. Yep. I remember that one. But yeah, he don't take no shit from no one in person or on the internet.
Dang it. Sorry.
Yeah, Nada was right earlier. He said people in where'd it go? Yeah, to be fair, people in Hawaii are a bit sensitive and fly off the handle too easily. But I'm sure you know that by now. Yeah, I found that out like the first 6 months I lived here. It's like, damn, why is there? I mean, especially coming from Detroit, right? Like Detroit, it's got to get down to the, you know, you got to really be saying some shit to. But here, it's like, whoa, easy. Oh, shoots, brah. Oh, you mad? Well, you mad, brah?
Yeah, and this same dude is the one that the cops came out and put him in handcuffs for breaking PDF's phone. Put him in handcuffs, and walked him back into the store, went in the back and undid the handcuffs and put him in one of their, civilian unmarked cars, whatever. And he's seen them, when they done that. They never done anything to the guy, at least that I know of.
That's exactly the video I was thinking of. I do remember that one. That's pretty messed up though, isn't it?
It sure is.
They just like put on an act, like. Oh, no kidding. They had the NFL draft in Detroit and it looked like a huge party. I heard Detroit downtown, just downtown though, is coming back, which is cool because you got to start somewhere, right? I guarantee you the neighborhood I lived in, well, I lived in a few neighborhoods, but the one I lived in the longest and most recent, which most recent being 16, 17 years ago, guarantee you that's not coming back yet.
Oh, let's see, we were talking about the draft, and I think
Yeah.
there was I think it was either 9 or 11 kids off the Texas football team got drafted this year, which is, I mean, Texas hadn't had that many kids drafted in the NFL. I don't know when, but that's just a little sign of how, a big sign of how the Texas coaches turned the team completely around. And he's been there 3 years now, going on 4. But when you have somebody that loves to work, knows what they're doing, knows how to hire assistant coaches, well then, and it's not just football. That's anything. A head football coach is kind of like the CEO or something of a company. And that's where you got to do it. You got to hire the right people for the right job, and know how to treat the people that you've hired. And in football, the kids under the coach, that he's coaching.
Mm-hmm.
In other words,
well, that's like too in Detroit. And Mr. Cynic, I agree with 100% on board with Mr. Cynic. But like the Detroit thing, how it was like a huge party. And could you imagine if Detroit would have made it to the Super Bowl this last? I mean, look how, I wasn't there, but but how awesome it was when they were almost gonna go to the Super Bowl. It's like Detroit really comes together, but it's still a shit. I don't know. Maybe not downtown anymore, but yeah, I agree with Mr. Cynic on that. I stopped watching or paying attention to sports like 10, 12 years ago because I think it's overrated and I think they're overpaid.
Oh,
and then they use their half of them use their status to push bullshit narratives.
Well,
they use them.
What I don't like about college football now is, and they may be doing this in all sports, I don't know, but in college football now, they are paying at least the top players big bucks. I totally disagree with that. I don't think it's right, but they're doing it. Everybody's doing it. If they can get a kid for X amount of dollars and they think he's good enough, well, they're going to do it. It's like Arch Manning when he came to Texas. Now they say he didn't take any money. I don't know if he did or not, because his family's already filthy rich. But he could have got millions of dollars. The quarterback that's playing for Texas now, the same thing. When he went to Ohio State, when he first graduated. Well, he didn't graduate. I don't know how that all worked out with him, but he went to Ohio State and got paid up in the millions. And then the next year, he came back to Texas, and I hear he's making buku millions now. I don't know how true that is, but I wouldn't doubt it a bit. I know he's making a lot of money. But for a college quarterback or a running back, whatever, they're getting paid big bucks. Even the line.
Well, that's why I kind of stand corrected a little bit about the overpaid part from what Southeast Wolverine says, because but the market pays them what they are paid. I guess I don't think they should be paid that much either, but the business in itself makes a lot of cash, so that you got to kind of pay. If you're making hundreds of millions of dollars, you can't pay the guy that's actually the face of it $10 an hour. You know what I mean? It's like they got to get paid a shit ton of money to. Oh yeah, hey Carl. But actually, to answer your question, Craig, no, because we're streaming from Ronnie's channel, so I can't put it on the screen. But Ronnie's got your back.
I sure do. I always got Craig's back. Always. I told my people to go over his channel the other night at the beginning of the show, and I said, "No, I'm just kidding. Don't go over there." No, I'm just kidding. No, I think I did say that too. I don't remember for sure. I'd have to go back and watch that video to remember. But whatever I said, Craig, I love you.
But you know what? When I do think that, especially football players should have got paid a lot, like they do now, is back when it was football. because now it just seems like, like back in the day when they're in an open stadium and it's snowing and there's 2 inches of snow on the field, you can barely even see the field. They're out there freezing. They're playing real football. Now it just seems like, well, I don't even know about now, but a couple years ago, last time I actually watched it, the flags left and right, and oh my God, he touched them. It's like it's football. Let them play the game, but there's just too many rules now. That's why I still do like hockey. I don't watch it, but I still like hockey because that's an actual physical sport. Well,
football is physical sport too, but when you get up into the pros, they're all crooks. I mean, it's all fixed in one way or another because it's entertainment, and the big guys in the NFL, the owners and the commissioner and all that, they are setting the way they want things to go. Like when the Chiefs played, whoever it was they played this year, the quarterback, what's his name, for the Kansas City Chiefs, he goes back to throw a pass something, but he has to run, and it's first down then, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's first down. He runs for about 2 yards, and they give him another first down. No one said a word, not the opposing coach or anything. They give the dude a first down on first down and 10 for getting 2 yards. It should have been 2nd and 8. It was if that don't show you, this just goes to prove that they're rigged. It's all the heck there is to it.
Yep,
and plus it's all the money that goes into Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's all connected. Yeah, it's like the what's the word? Heather Joy, aloha. It's like the what's that word? Like it's not like the shadow government, it's like the shadow Las Vegas. It's all that underground shit. Like someone's really running all of it. It's all about money.
I didn't watch it myself. I wasn't going to watch it. My grandson was here and he wanted me to watch it, so I did. But I'm telling you, I just I can't get into it anymore.
See, that's the thing. Even though I don't watch it, I still I don't really watch, but because it's huge. Like sports is huge out here. Everyone, like, because there is no team as far as like NFL or hockey or any of that. So everyone's got their own team out here, but everyone loves sports. So no matter if it's like Super Bowl season or getting close to Super Bowl, no matter what customer's house I'm at, football, sports, it's just sports. Which sucks for me because then they start bringing up names and statistics and shit, and I'm like, you're talking a foreign language, bro. I don't know any of these people. I just found out not too long ago that they actually changed the names of teams. Like, I thought that was all a joke, but they actually changed the names of teams because it was racist. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, they did. Well, I love college football, and I admit that in a heartbeat. But I don't think it's rigged until, at least from what I can tell anyway, until they get to the playoffs. Like this past year, regardless of the quarterback getting hurt for Florida State or not, they still should have been in the playoffs. Then it should have been between Texas and Alabama as to which one went. But what they did was they kicked Florida State out because they'd lost their best quarterback and he got hurt in a game or two before that. But I don't think, to me, that was a crooked way of doing things. But they were undefeated. I think them and Michigan, if I remember correctly, were the only 2 undefeated teams in the nation. Undefeated. And they got left out. Now, Texas had lost one, I think it was. Yeah, one to Oklahoma. And Michigan was the only other undefeated team. So, it should have been between Texas and Alabama as to who got in after Florida State. But instead, they kicked Florida State out and let Texas and Alabama both in. To me, that ain't right. But, I was glad to see Texas get in. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think the way they done it was right.
Right.
It just, what's the point in playing and going undefeated if you're not going to be able to get into the playoffs?
If you're not going to advance to any, like, isn't the whole point of being undefeated is to be able to advance?
Yes, exactly.
You know, it don't make no never mind to me.
Well, I sure didn't think Texas was going to get in. You know, after Alabama beat Georgia, of course Texas beat Alabama, so it was a hard decision to make. Now I'll give them that; it was a very hard decision to make. But still, Florida State was undefeated. Alabama had lost a game, and by them beating Georgia, Georgia had lost a game. Texas had lost a game. Florida State and Michigan were the only two undefeated that I know of, and I could be missing one. But to me, that was a total ripoff of Florida State. I mean, it just was.
Definitely. That's like, I know it's a different sport, but it just made me think of, because I was watching something the other day. This whole, I don't even remember, but Mike Tyson is supposed to fight somebody, some YouTube star or something. And what I heard about, what the hell is his name? Something Paul, Jake Paul or something, or
I heard his name, but I don't remember who it was. I didn't know who it was then.
I guess there's two of them though. There's like two, they're brothers, so I don't know which one it is, but hey, butterfly, aloha. But I guess he decided he was gonna like do boxing or something like a little while back, and he's undefeated supposedly, but the people he fought wasn't really like, yeah, so what, you won, you know, and he only had one knockout. But now I guess he's gonna fight Mike Tyson. And then I seen this thing where the guy was like, yeah, you know, everyone, he's like, I do, and I'm sure you do too. You're gonna, you know, Mike's gonna win. He's gonna knock this little punk out. He's like, but think about it. What if for some reason Mike loses? He's like, what is that gonna do to his legacy? Because he's like, anyone from my age, which this guy, he looked around my age. He's like, that thinks of Mike Tyson. They think of Mike Tyson, you know, but like all these, this younger, like newer generation kids, they don't, you know, all they're going to remember is like, yeah, Jake Paul knocked that old man out, or, you know, it's like these younger generations don't even really know who Mike Tyson is. But then he ended it with like, we know that's not going to happen. Mike Tyson's doesn't matter how old he is, dude. This guy's a legend, man.
That's for sure. That whoever it is ain't going to beat. If he beats Mike Tyson, that'd be the surprise of a lifetime. As far as I'm concerned, shit, there ain't no way.
And then that's the other thing where it's just all about money. That guy's probably like, I'll take a couple of hits from Mike to make a couple $1 million.
I would too. I mean, I'd be running my ass off on it. He'd have to be a fast runner to catch my ass.
Right.
But for $1 million, well, I'd
be bouncing around that. Yeah, because that's what they say. If it goes past 2 rounds, then it'll be like, it'll be a little iffy. But in the first 2 rounds, yeah, he's getting knocked up out.
He'd have to catch my ass. All I can tell him.
Yeah, because I'll be bouncing around that ring like, oh yeah, like a pogo stick. Like, come on, catch me, Mike, catch me.
Well, I'm an old man, but I still bet he couldn't catch me. Yeah, I think I could grow some extra speed real quick.
Yeah, especially if fear sets in. Like, I really don't want to get hit by him. Yeah, I'd have speed that I didn't know I had.
You're darn right. Focus, Craig. I don't know what he didn't focus on. Got a focus war going here.
I'm gonna ship Craig some Focus Factor. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Is that what it is? That brain pill or whatever? I don't know. A friend of mine back in Michigan, before I moved here, I remember I think it was Focus something. I think it was Focus Factor, but it was new at the time, and it was supposed to like help you focus better and like brain vitamins or whatever. And I was using it. I like did that thing for like 3 months where they send you the bottles every 2 weeks to what you're supposed to be taking. And I did it for like a month, and I'm like, this is garbage, dude. This is a waste. So my buddy Ken's like, oh, dude, you know, he started taking it. Until this day, he swears that he is like smarter and and thinks more clear. And I'm like, dude, I think that's all in your head, bro.
That maybe that's how what they knew when they made the pill and did the after.
Right? Yeah, you can
They
give
work
someone
off
a
your
sugar
psyche.
pill. Just
Yeah,
give someone a sugar pill and be like, dude, this will make you so strong. And then if they believe that taking that sugar pill is gonna, not knowing it's a sugar pill, but you know, like, dude, this is the magic pill, and they actually believe it, then they're gonna think they're stronger. You know? Yeah,
that's
the
the same.
placebo effect. Yep,
Yeah,
right
that's
on,
what they
Nada.
did in the military and in other places. They give guys that were wounded next. If they run out of pain medicine, morphine, or whatever, and these guys come in, and I'm not talking about real serious wounds. I'm talking about something that was painful, but they would give them a placebo and tell them it was the strongest pill that they had. That they didn't have the injectable stuff, but they could give them this pill, and it would stop her. And sure enough, most of them it worked on. Didn't have anything in it but sugar.
Yep, yep, sugar pill.
Yeah.
The brain is a very powerful. What is it? A muscle? I don't know, but yeah.
I don't. That's a good question about the brain. I mean, I don't know if it's a muscle or not, but it's got a lot of stuff in there. Somehow or another, it keeps us ticking and kicking.
Yep.
Because the heart couldn't work if it wasn't for the brain sending that electrical signal to it.
Yeah, the brain's got to tell you tells your body what to do, everything.
Yeah.
To pump the blood, to keep the heart going.
That's right.
It's pretty amazing if you think about it.
It is, and just think about it like this. And this is what I was asked to my friend one time. When you put your body aside, and you think about who is inside of your brain or whatever. That's why, we all have to search within ourselves to find out, who we truly are. But there is another component to us and to every living being, whether it's a rat or a human or whatever, and this gets kind of deep. I can't even explain what I'm trying to say here. But anyway, it's like there's a life force in there, that mine is me, of course, but yours is you. But who is this life force?
Right.
Darn fine.
Yeah, that is deep. That is really deep. Hey, I have not timed nobody out, Craig. I have not timed nobody out.
I saw him do it, Craig. He did too. I saw him. No, I'm just kidding. I hadn't timed anyone out either. I hadn't timed anyone out, and I don't know when. Well, ever since I timed Fan out that time. I think that's the last time.
Now you got me thinking about that. That's got me messed up, Ronnie. That is deep. Because even the brain, like, okay, we get that the brain is what tells and what makes it. But what is like?
What makes the brain like that? I mean, there's something in there.
Damn, that's deep, man. I'm going to be thinking about that for a while. Wow. Brains are made of cholesterol. But what makes the... Yeah, I know what you're saying, Ronnie. I can't even think of the words to be like... To say it.
I can't put it into words. What I'm trying to say is... But the only way I can say it is... we all got these bodies, but what is it inside us? Take everything out, the brain and everything. There is still something in there, that makes us who we are. There's a spirit inside. That's the only way I can.
Right.
There's some kind of spirit, and you can either have an evil spirit in you or you can have a good spirit in you. Even if you're a good person in a lot of ways, you can still have that evil spirit in you.
Yep.
It's very deep.
I've read and seen stuff too about how it's all energy and like how radio waves are like through the air, but you can't see them and da da da. And then they said that's how ghosts are possible, because it's just all this air waves and frequencies and energy that. So even after you're gone, that's your spirit. You're still living, but so you can connect with certain I don't know. It gets
No,
so
I think
deep.
you're right. I think you're right there. Because to me, and from everything I've seen and read, is that our bodies, our spirit in there. That's how our brain sends out the electrical signal, because we are electrical beings. I mean, we've got a spirit in us. That spirit is electrical. So when you die, energy can't be made or destroyed other than by God. And so when we die, our spirit, the electrical part of us, goes on living, somewhere, because that's what makes us, it keeps us alive in the first place. That's what makes us who we are. I mean, which is, of course, Christ, but still that electrical component, energy component, however you want to put it, is what, in my opinion, what lives on after death. And they have measured, according to science now, they have measured the how much the soul weighs. They had this guy that was about to die on a bed, had a scale in it that built into the bed. And when he was alive, he weighed, I mean, they had it down to the micro ounce, I guess. And so he weighed one amount when he died, and after he died, he weighed another, less. But it was very, very little, but he still weighed less right after he died. So it makes you wonder, well, was that the soul that they were weighing? That's what they were saying it was. Soul, spirit, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Dakota, how you doing, Dakota?
Hey, Dakota. Ex-Bootlegger said dreams are trips to heaven.
Well, I've had a few that way. I don't hope it ain't heaven. A few that I've had.
I was just gonna say that because the last couple of days, the dreams I had are so like. I hope that's not heaven. I've been in some weird places in my dreams lately.
What kind of food you've been eating? Maybe that's causing you to have those crazy dreams. I've heard that food can do it sometimes, make you have crazy dreams. I don't know, but it's what I've heard.
I'm trying to think. I really haven't changed. I guess, there was a couple of days where I was working so much I kind of forgot to eat. And at the end of the day, I was like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. I didn't even realize I didn't eat all day. And then I would just like mow a bunch of food and go to sleep. So I know that can make a difference on your dreams where.
My problem is I hadn't been able to able to sleep in the last, oh golly, I think I slept maybe 20 minutes last night. And that's it. And that's all I've slept in 3 nights. Man, I'm hoping I sleep tonight. I felt so bad earlier today, I thought I was going to have to go to the emergency room. But it was because I was so tired, I'm not talking about cancer or nothing. It's because I was so tired.
That's messed up though, to get that little amount of sleep in 3 days. That's not healthy.
No kidding. And I'm telling you, well, I think everybody knows what it's like to go without sleep for even one night. Try going there for 3 or more. I mean, it's.
I've been there, but drug related back in the day, so different. But
I think I know what mine is. I ain't gonna say it on here. I can't say it. I'll tell you later. But believe me, Chris, I've been trying. I took everything I took Benadryl, and they give me a sleeping pill to use. I took that. Let's see. Oh, I even took one of my pain pills trying to sleep last night. I was hoping it would help, kick the other ones in. Nothing. I mean, not nothing. So, believe me, I'm ready to get some sleep. And the problem is when you don't get sleep, maybe that's part of what's wrong with me today. When you don't sleep, you get kind of grouchy and shit.
You don't. You're not in your right mind. Literally, like you just because you get see the brain's not working at its full capacity when you don't get sleep. So you're not thinking straight.
That's for sure. That's for darn sure. Yeah, that's what I've been trying, Nada. I mean, I got out yesterday. I wasn't in the house. I was out of the house for 8 hours yesterday, about 8.5. to be exact. That's why I got out. One of the reasons I got out of the house because I wanted to, get some physical exertion going. But even that didn't help. I've had trouble with insomnia for a long time. But man, I tell you what, the older you get, the worse it gets to have insomnia. And you ain't got a hell of a lot of energy to start with. Then when you don't get any sleep. That spirit thing we was talking about a while ago, I have very little of it today, Steve, I'm telling you.
Coffee. I was just reading that exact one right when you.
Craig, do you recommend I drink a pot of coffee before I go to sleep? You think it'd help? He'd probably say, yeah, it'll help.
Well, no, that's why I thought it was funny because my grandma, my dad's mom, she had to drink coffee to fall asleep,
Really?
which is the weirdest thing I've ever. And this was long time ago. I was like, huh? I thought coffee, and I was
no
like,
shit.
yeah.
And so did
But
I.
if she didn't have like she drank coffee from the minute she woke up to the minute she went to sleep, but she drank more coffee at the end of the day to be able to go to sleep. I'm like, what? It still doesn't make sense to me, but
No, it don't. I had a brother-in-law now. He was a smoker, a drinker, and he drank coffee. He drank coffee all day long. And then he'd drink beer when he got home from work, and he smoked. Well, he quit all three of them at one time. All three at one time. And about I don't remember if it was the second or third week, he had a heart attack and died. And the doctor said, when the family was there talking to the doctor about it, and they told him everything that he had done, with the coffee and beer and cigarettes. He said, well, that was too much at one time. He said, just put too much stress on his heart. To quit all that at one time, he should have quit, one at a time is what he was saying. But he didn't. I mean, he done, and he never thought about anything like that happening,
No, yeah, because it's true though, because you just quitting one thing puts your body at stress because your body's so used to whatever that one thing is. Like for me, it was pills, right? And oh my God, man, when I quit, that's when I was saying I know what it's like to go 3-4 nights, because going through those withdrawals, man. And I was living out here at the time too. I remember it'd be like 3:00 in the morning. I'd just be walking, dead tired, like I just want to go to sleep. But my body's just like, nope, let's do stuff. And my brain's like, please, just let me sleep. And it enough to where it drove me crazy. Like literally, I was like, I needed to be in a straitjacket. I was losing my mind.
Hello, chessboard. Welcome, brother. I know exactly what you mean, Steve. And I've done the same thing before. That's when, like I said, that's when I got out yesterday for one thing, trying to exert myself so I could get some sleep. But I've done the same thing in the past. I would go 2 weeks without sleep. This has been about 10, 12 years ago. There's lots of times I went 2 weeks without sleep. And I was doing everything I could think of to be able to go to sleep. Nothing worked. Nothing. And then when my wife got real sick and I was having to sit up with her, I didn't have to sit up with her, but my brain wouldn't let me go to sleep because I was afraid she'd need me at night, and I wouldn't hear her. And so I wouldn't let myself go to sleep. But, and that was over a month's period of time. I bet I didn't get 8 hours sleep because I was worried about her.
Right.
But,
and the less sleep you get, the more, I don't know, out there you are, because you can't, then your brain's working to keep your body alive, but you can't use it to like think straight.
That's exactly right. Exactly. And the least little thing, a lot of times, depending on the person's personality and everything, can set you off, because you're just naturally on edge, I don't care who you are. If you're not getting sleep like you're supposed to, you're going to be on edge.
Oh,
You're a great person all the other times, but it's just the way it works.
Yeah, you definitely get crabby and irritated a lot easier, and frustrated, and all that good not fun stuff.
You know, my brother-in-law Steve, he would even in the hottest days of summer, he carried a big thermos of coffee with him to work. And he was a carpenter too. He worked for me a lot, and at every break, and even sometimes even between breaks, he'd be drinking a cup of coffee. And it'd be 110 degrees outside, and he's out there drinking coffee. How in the hell he did that?
Dude, well, the funny thing about that is when I was just talking about my grandma, she was drinking iced coffee before iced coffee was even a thing. Like, I'm talking when I was like 10 years old. So this is iced coffee was never even heard of. So that's everyone was like, dude, grandma's a little off her rocker, man. Like, why does she want cold coffee? She literally drink cold coffee. And now iced coffee is like, that's what I drink, iced coffee now. But it was never heard of back then, you know.
If I had drank cold coffee, I wouldn't drink it. I mean, seriously, I can't stand it, man. I've tried it before. I can't even drink enough of it to even, to get to where I can like it. It's just I can't do it.
It's actually pretty good now, but you just don't get a regular cup of coffee and then make it cold. Then that tastes like shit. But that's how my grandma used to drink it, like that. But,
my friend died a couple of years ago. He would go up, like if he went into a restaurant, he would get him a hot cup of coffee and a cup of ice, and he would, pour out a little bit of coffee and then put ice into it until it got cold. I said, what do you even get hot coffee for? Why don't you just tell me you want a cup of cold coffee? Well, because they don't have cold coffee. I've never tried to order cold coffee before. I don't know, That's what he said. He may be right. But I didn't get it. He'd get it almost back where it was room temperature before he'd drink it. But he was stupid too. I mean, I don't think he was stupid in the brain. He was just a crazy type of guy,
Right? No, okay, he was, okay. That kind of stupid.
Chrissy says you need a good foot rub, some good lemon balm tea, put you right out. Well, Chris, ain't got nobody to rub my foot.
Hey, that just reminded me, Chris. You might know, but what is the shit? I can't think of even the name for it. But there's like some kind of word with your feet, and you put your feet in not water, but like this liquid, whatever. You mix all the stuff, and then it like supposedly sucks all this like toxins out of your body. And I can't remember what it's called.
I got something to tell you when you that same thing, Steve. When you get through.
But no, that was it. So go ahead. That was it. It's just, hey, Stealing Tree, aloha.
My manager came over the day and brought me 2 patches. I didn't know what they were for. I had, I never seen them before. And he said, put one on each foot tonight and tell me what you see in the morning. He said, take them off in the morning and let me know what you see. So I did. I put it, and these patches are just as clear as, more or less as water when you put them on. That next morning, I took them off and it looked like it had crap on both of them. I mean, literal shit. It looked like it had shit on it. And that's the toxins it pulls out of your body. That's what it was.
Right. That's exactly, but I never heard of the patch thing like that. But that's exactly the same thing. But it'd be like, those things you put your feet in to get like it's water and it bubbles and it's massage. It's like that, but it's not water. It's like some kind of shit they mix together, and then same thing. When you're done, it's like, oh God, it looks like someone had diarrhea in that thing.
That's what it looks like. It was. I couldn't
believe
it.
Maybe that's why you can't sleep. Maybe it took so much toxins out of your body. It's just like,
could be. I never thought about that, but it could very well be.
Which is crazy because I was asking because I've always wanted to try that, but I didn't know I don't know what it is or how to get a hold of it or what to even ask for. But
I don't either.
I'm nervous because I don't want to be awake for 3 days. Shit.
If that's what it was, I don't know what it was either. But since I used them, I hadn't been able to sleep. But man, if that's, and I don't think that I know he wouldn't lie to me. And so if that's what it was, man, I'm telling you, our bodies are loaded with toxin.
Oh, shit. Especially mine, man. I couldn't even imagine. I know
Beautiful
that
V
my
is in the house. Hello, V.
beautiful
Welcome.
V. Wait. I gotta write this down. Okay, 229.49.
You taxing or
So
something being late?
afterwards, when I go do my stuff afterwards, I can put back in the description the 229.49 mark. Aloha, beautiful V.
There you go.
See how I reverse that? Usually I try to remember to say, I know V watches the replays. So I'm saying aloha to V when she's not here now, but watching the replay. And I forgot. So I turned it around. Now I can go and do it in the description so people can see it before they see it and know that beautiful V will be here at 229.49.
2 hours, 29 minutes, 49 seconds. Steve's got it right down to the second.
I wrote it down. Now,
Slug
V always watches the replays.
Oh yeah.
Can Slug see?
She says she does. That's why I believe her. Yeah, they move. Yeah, they move.
That's a good question because I don't know. I don't think they can see because they really do just move by feel and touch. Because, dude, there's slugs all the time. Like I have to buy at least once a month. I have to buy the slug shit to put in the yard. Otherwise, they eat the garden.
Like I hate everywhere. Things. Nasty. They're nasty looking. I don't know how nasty they actually are, but I hate looking at them.
They're like big ones too, man. And they just I think they're born. Tree. What's up, Eric?
There's Eric. Good to see you, Eric. Welcome, brother.
Yeah, I just dump the salt on them if I actually see one. But I get that stuff to put out so that they don't mess up Nina's garden and the spinach and all the stuff we eat, But when I do see one, I just get the salt and that thing just shrivels up and disappears.
Yep, that's what I always do them too. We had a tree in our front yard here. We didn't have a vegetable garden, but that big old tree in our yard. I don't know what I guess it's up eating the leaves off the tree. I don't know. Man, there was all over everywhere outside. They never got in the house, thank God, but they were sure all over everywhere outside. And I did the same thing as you. I run through and sprinkles. Boy, it took a lot of salt though. Let me tell you. I need salt and light. Where was you at, Salt, when I needed you?
Oh yeah, right there, Steve. If you put a bowl of beer out, it kills. I did that. I was doing that for a while, like 2 years ago. We had them really bad. So I mean, now, like I say, I just do that once a month because it's under control. But a couple years ago, it was really
now. Wait
bad.
a minute. You put out a bottle of beer for slugs?
No, I got a what are those like tin trays, but it's like a paper plate, but it's tin. I got one of those, so it had like the lip on the side, and I put a whole bunch of beer like in the middle. It was like a half a bottle of beer. So I can't
believe you give them that much.
But but it worked. It worked. I mean, but only in that area. That's the thing.
Well, did you get them a cheap beer because they don't need one of them Heinekens?
No, I gave them the Heineken. No, actually, I didn't. Now that I think about it, I didn't. I take that back because at the time we had this was more than a couple of years. But anyway, at the time, me and Nina she still does property management, but at the time she had like a bunch of Airbnb houses. And when we'd go clean the house after the Airbnb, whatever people stayed there, they're obviously on vacation. So they left everything behind. So we'd always be getting all kinds of shit, So, but no, I think it was a Bud Light actually, or a Corona or something, but it was something that I didn't pay for. Put it that way.
As long as you didn't pay for it, whether it was a Heineken or not, that's okay. I tell you, I've seen times. The reason I said that because when I drank, man, if we were on the job one day and we only had so much money to buy so much beer with this day, so I don't know, a case or whatever it was. But there was an old beer, that had been in the glove box of the truck for God, I don't know how long. It's been a long time. And when we run out of beer, well, my brother was driving home that day, and I looked in the glove box and said, "Oh, the beer's still in there." So I got that beer out and popped it, and it spewed about half of it. But I took a drink. Oh, that was the most awful stuff. Even though I wasn't drunk, but I had a buzz going. So I had to throw that sucker out. It tastes like a skunk, smelled like a skunk. It was hotter than hell.
Yeah. I've had skunk beer before, but never that bad. Oh man.
This one was bad. I'm here to tell you. It was bad. And I was
That's,
a beer lover then, believe me.
What did I just see? I just seen a comment that
Crushed eggshells.
yeah, right there. That's the comment I was looking for right there. No kidding. But yeah, because we did that too, or we still do actually. The crushed eggshells around the plants, and then the coffee grounds for the soil, for the dirt. So yeah, right on. That's literally what we still do. Well, that's literally what Nina still does because I can't take credit for it. I don't help. I'm honest. But it's damn good because when we eat that food that she grows, it's damn good.
How big is y'all's garden?
Not that big. I mean, I wish I could show you. No, I couldn't. I was gonna say I kind of could, but I forgot my webcam is plugged in and it wouldn't go far enough. But yeah, it's not that big. It's just off in the back corner. Steve Cutler, what's up?
Yeah, I clicked off too soon.
Steve Cutler and Lucky Burrito.
There you go. Well, I know when we lived out in the country, and our garden wasn't very big either. But I planted corn. I don't know. I planted a lot of stuff in it, and there was so much there that we couldn't even think about eating all of it. We give it to everybody up and down our road. All of our neighbors.
Right.
Sold it here and there, but most of it we gave away.
And that's the cool part, because when you said how big is it, and I thought about it, I'm like, it's really not that big. It's like really not that big, but it's enough to where we have more than enough for me and Nina, and leftover, and enough for Nina to cook and do her stuff for other people. So
yeah, and that's exactly what I'm getting at. It don't have to be big, to support two people. You can think you're not planting enough for yourself, and the next thing you know, you've got more food, vegetables, and you shake a stick at. You can't put it all up. You better be canning food,
Yeah,
well, thank
canning
you,
food.
You better come over and say hello.
V. It's a beautiful V.
She better come to see me and hit the thumbs up.
But when you said canning, that reminds me too, because growing up, my dad's dad, Stosh, man, I miss that dude. Hey, is that you? I'd always be like, hey, is that you, Stosh? You'd be all, yeah, that's me. It's me, Stosh. But he was a great guy, man. But he canned everything. Mostly tomatoes, but he was just canning. So any weekend that when I was little and go and spend the weekend over there, I was in the basement with him, helping him can tomatoes.
Yep. And you know what? When I was a kid, Steve, we literally canned everything. My parents did. I mean, we were kids, we had to help. I forgot how you do it now, but I wished I hadn't forgot, but I did. But we would even go up and down the roadsides. We lived out in the country, and there'd be blueberries growing all up and down the road. We'd pick those blueberries, and our mom would make jelly and jams out of them. Man, it was good. You talk. I think homemade jams and jelly, and the vegetables too, are way better than what you buy in the store.
Yep.
Better taste.
Exactly.
Better
homemade. Anything. Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Anything homemade it's better, but it's also better for you. That's literally exactly what I was gonna say. And
it is.
Which is crazy because just yesterday for me, but a few days ago, Nina started watching.
I'll be right back. So I got to unlock the door. My grandson's here.
Okay. Back. But so my Nina started watching videos about homemade dog food, and when she was telling me about it yesterday, I never even thought of that. Literally never thought of that homemade dog food, because I do know this. That's why I feel bad every month when I'm buying food for Pablo. I'm like, God, I know there's garbage in this stuff, but it's dog food and I got to get dog food. How come I never thought of making it? So we were watching a video last night about homemade dog food, and dude, I'll tell you what, it looks good enough to eat, like for us to eat. So I think we're going to start making homemade dog food for Pablo because he deserves it. Every dog deserves it. I'm a dog lover, so. But it looks really good. It looks like shoot, I wish I could remember the channel name, but it's really good. I would definitely eat it. I would taste test it to make sure that it's good enough for Pablito. They used to sell A-grade meat and dog meat. Yeah, they used to. Now it's just all garbage. Well, and that's what I was telling Nina last night. Now it's all, even in human food. And we're eating it every day. That's why homemade food is better. Homegrown reminds me of high school. But seriously though, anything homegrown and anything you buy at the store is going to have some shit in there that you probably shouldn't be eating, but that's why I stopped eating spam. That's why I stopped eating fast food so long ago, because I stopped eating fast food forever, and then I was working one day and I was just starving, and I'm like, screw it. And I think it was Taco Bell or maybe McDonald's, one of the two, one of the fast food, and just stopped to get something to eat. And instantly after I ate, I felt like shit. Like, ugh. But if you're eating that shit every day, then your body kind of gets used to it. And it's like, oh, yeah, this is good. I'm stuffed. I feel good, But no, you feel like shit. You just don't know it. That's funny you brought up spam, because Nada, you might know. I think that's this weekend, isn't it? The spam thing they have every year here in Oahu. I think it's this weekend. I'm not positive. But if not this weekend, it's coming up. But they have the big spam festival, or whatever it's called, or the parade, or I don't know. It's they have it once a year.
And I'm back in the saddle again.
Back in the saddle again.
Riding with all my old friends. Back in the saddle again.
Pepe, I love Mexican food. It just, they don't have many good Mexican restaurants in Hawaii.
Well, they don't have any here either, and they ain't really much of anything here. You know what? There's a town that's about 10 miles from here. It's not as big as this one, but they got way more. I mean, there's at least 2 good restaurants there. Here, there's not even one good restaurant. You can,
right.
They got a place here that has pretty good breakfast, but the dinners and everything ain't worth a darn.
Yeah, that's here for the longest time. As far as I can remember, up until 5 years, nope, I take that back. Because we did, when I was still, my last company, when I was still working there, we did find in Kalihi, there was a Mexican restaurant, and it was always empty. And I'm like, what? Because in Michigan, in Metro Detroit, there's a restaurant called Mexican Fiesta. And it's so good, man. And that's the kind of like all natural, like real authentic Mexican food that I think of when I think of Mexican, and I could never find one here. And then I found that one, which I don't think they're there anymore, actually. But at the time, and it was always empty. I never understood it. And then up until recently, like a year ago, I found one out on the side of the island I live on. And if I compare it to Mexican Fiesta, it's not that good. But for what you can find out here, it's the best I've found so far. So,
yeah, there's a guy here. I don't know why he don't come here anymore, but he was a Mexican dude. He had a food truck, and he'd come over here maybe once or twice a week from wherever he was from. And man, he had some good food on there. You know, Mexican food, tacos and stuff. Every time I saw him up there, I would stop and get me something to eat. And it was way better than the food you can buy at this little, I don't know if you call it a restaurant. I don't know what grill, I guess, what you call this thing up here. It's not even really a grill. But I mean, the Mexican food on that guy's truck, it was really good. I told him, man, you ought to be over here every darn day. And he said, well, I would, but I got schools, you know, he goes around to at certain times. And I guess he makes a lot of money off the teachers and kids, you know, at school. So that's where he goes to.
Yep. No, food trucks are a big thing out here, man. They yeah, so I get where that guy's coming from, because food trucks are a big thing. And when you find that spot where you know you're gonna go there this day or these days of the week for like just an hour or whatever, and you know for sure you're gonna sell out, or you're gonna, you know, then you go to other places and you do good, but those other ones are like guarantees. So if he's going to that school 5 days a week and he knows he's going to sell out every time, that's like a...
Yeah, I don't blame him, you know, but here, at least the times I was up there were people waiting in line. He had these little, I don't know what, I never saw one before. It was like a little electrical thing, you know, that when your order was ready, he would somehow ping it. I don't know. I'd never seen one before. And, but I only ordered off it 3 times, I think it was, maybe twice. But the little, I mean, it was just a little round thing, you know, had a lanyard on it, or a tag like thing.
And you would just send, and it would like vibrate or like a beeper go off.
Yeah, it was just like a little, you know, buzz beep thing.
Right.
He gave it to me. I thought, what the hell
cool.
was that?
That's a good idea for food trucks. I've seen that at restaurants, but not on food trucks. That's a good idea.
That's the first time I'd ever seen one. I didn't know what it was, and he handed it to me. I thought, what is this? He said, that's let you know when your order's ready. I thought, how in the hell is this let me know when my order's ready? I found out. Now, he was a good dude.
Pretty cool, though.
It was.
Because, yeah, I've been to a few food trucks out here where they got lines. Like, there's a restaurant a block away and nobody in the restaurant, but the food truck's got a line down the street. That's
what. Well, where he parked up here is inside. There's I guess you call it a gym in there. You know, where people go to work out and stuff. And so that's where he parked at. But he was there the day I saw him anyway. He was there at the wrong time of day, because most people that went in the gym anyway weren't in there at that time. They came later on the day. If he would have came at, you know, around 5 or 6 o'clock, he would have made a killing off all them people in that gym when they come out.
Oh yeah.
But I guess he could only come at the time he could come. He's like you said a while ago, he's going to go where he made the most money at. I don't blame him a damn bit. I would too. In a heartbeat.
Oh, Nada's got a buddy that sells and leases food trucks on Oahu. No shit. I didn't know they maybe sold, but I didn't know they. I guess that would make sense. I got a few customers that they have food trucks and they're the big ones. So I go to their house and then there's this huge truck in their driveway and they got this beautiful home. And it's like, wow, these people really make good money on this food truck, man.
Well, he must, because, you know, to drive that big old thing all around. And the town that he was talking about that one day anyway is about 10, 15 miles away from here. And that's his, I don't know if he lives there or not. The way he talked, he did. So he drove all the way from there over here in that food truck. That, you know, it can't get very good gas mileage.
Oh, hell no. Not those things. Hell no.
And the food was expensive, you know, but it was worth it. I'd rather pay a little bit more for something and be good than, you know. Yeah. This morning.
Same thing here. It's like, wow, really? $10? But then you try it and you're like, oh yeah, worth every penny, dude.
Yeah. This morning I went up here and ordered me some breakfast. I told him I wanted 2 eggs, medium well. That's what I always order when I go in there, medium well. And I wanted two biscuits with gravy. And he said, okay. He, put it in the cash register and everything, give him my ticket. They give you a ticket that's got a number on it. And they call that number when the order's ready. Well, I go up and get my order. There's only one biscuit there. And I thought, well, I don't want to wait any longer. So I just, went ahead and capped it. But then when I sat down and started, cutting my eggs up, they were hard as a rock, both of them, the yolk. And I thought, man, does that guy even listen to what the hell I said? He couldn't, because he got everything wrong. But I didn't say anything because I was ready to get out of there, Tomorrow when I go up there, or next time, it may not be tomorrow, whenever I go up there again, I'm going to tell you, man, I was in here Sunday morning and ordered breakfast, and everything was wrong. You didn't get a damn thing right. I'm going to tell you.
I would too. That's some bullshit because you're paying for it. I'm not that customer that complains on everything, but I would on that because you're paying for it. I've had that where I'm like, I like my bacon extra crispy, and it comes out like it wasn't even barely cooked at all. And I'm like, what part of extra crispy did you not understand? But for yours, it's like they messed everything up. It was like they gave you the exact opposite of what you ordered.
And that's exactly what they done. Well, like I say, he couldn't have been paying attention to what I said, because I told him plain as I could, and maybe he didn't understand English, but he was talking English, so you'd think he did.
Right.
But I told him 2 eggs, medium well, and every other time there when I order them, that's what they've been. What I call medium well, and I asked him this when I first went in there and ordered. When if I ordered eggs medium well, would the yolk be cooked done, or would it be runny? It'd be runny. I said, all right, that's what I want then. And then it's been right every other day. But this time I go up there and he's doing the order. So I think he put down well done. I don't think he's listening.
Or was there a new cook? Was there a new person doing the cook part? Maybe they
No, it's a Mexican girl that cooks up there. And she was there doing the cooking. So, and every other day she's cooked my eggs, and they've always been right. But this morning they ain't right. So, William, I'm going to hopefully be on tomorrow night. I plan on it anyway. Yeah, there's the question. I saw that, but I was talking about eggs. But anyway, tomorrow night, I hope. Buff has sent me so many videos. I got enough now probably for a year if I go back in my email to look them all up. But I should have plenty of those. But I got to be careful, Steve. I got to be careful. You know what I mean? I was trying to be careful all the other times. It didn't work.
I'm trying to figure out the way to beat the system. Like,
I may just do
code words aren't working. For the most part, they are, but then I don't know, because you play the videos too, and that's the, even knowing the guidelines or whatever. Even if I were to go watch it before I even played it, I still would be like, I don't know. I have no idea. Am I going to get in trouble for this? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that's just it. You can't appeal. All you can do is push the appeal button, and that's it. I don't even know if they look at them. But it's not.
Well, they looked at mine, but that was almost 2 years ago, and that was almost 2 years ago. So, yeah. And I know it's probably changed because shit's changing every week with them.
Yep. Yeah, it got me, when it said appeal. I know the last time that I appealed it, I appealed, 2 of them. And that's when I told you about, when I hit the button, it just went away. Yeah. So this time I made darn sure, man. I mean, I read everything 2 or 3 times to make sure that I did it right. And so I thought when I hit the appeal button that I would get to say my piece,
Right. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
But you don't. Yep. or at least I didn't.
Right. Well, no, but that's what I was saying. That's what it was for me, but almost 2 years ago. And I haven't had it since, so I'm sure it's changed. Now they're just like, appeal. Yeah, okay, he's appealing. We don't give a shit what you got to say.
That's exactly right. And you're right, Nada. That's what it was. It was a guy, but like I was telling Steve earlier, this guy thought and felt the same way that I do on 99% of the things that he was talking about. And that's why I played it, But he was talking about the sea thing, and they didn't like it at all. He was telling the truth, in other words. But how else are you going to get the truth out there if you don't tell the truth? I mean, seriously. And that's what I want to do. I mean, when I'm talking, I try my best to use the code words, and either that or make myself shut up, which is hard to do.
Right.
But when you're playing a video, and I did skip over some of it, but if you skip over as much as he was talking about, there wouldn't be no video.
Yeah, if you skip over too much, then it wouldn't even make sense.
That's right.
But because the way I look at it too is, this is just me personally too, and because I personally don't know the truth. So the way I do it is, I'm just like, this is what I think. I could be right, I could be wrong, but this makes a lot of sense to me. Let me know what you think. Because I really don't know the truth, you know what I mean?
That's basically what I do, Steve. But he was on another platform, when he was doing his talking. And that's I don't know where Buff got that particular video from. I think it's Rumble. I wouldn't swear that though. But he was just telling, on that platform you can speak openly and candidly, and that's what he was doing. And but YouTube don't like this stuff. They won't let you do it.
Rumble will let you say anything.
Basically, yeah. There's very few things that you can't get away with on there. I mean, you can tell the truth.
They'll even let you drop the not truth.
Oh yeah,
fake news, and it's just free speech, really. But I still haven't figured out how to either that or I don't know. I just never looked into Rumble too much. Well, I do know that they'll let you talk about and say whatever. It's like,
I guarantee you'd catch on the Rumble just like that. It'd be a whole lot easier for you than it would me. I guarantee you. But I mean, it takes a little getting used to. But once you see the steps, if I can do it, I know damn well you can do it.
Right.
Lord, there's no doubt about it.
And then I heard something too. I don't know. Like, again, I have no idea how true this is, if it's just bullshit or if there's some truth to it or whatever, but something about Rumble suing YouTube for something. And if Rumble wins, then Rumble's going to take over YouTube. So YouTube will still be here. But I don't know how. It could just be straight up bullshit, or some of it might be true or whatever. But all I know is when I heard that, I was like, that'd be cool if that was true.
No shit.
And Rumble wins, because then YouTube is free speech.
Yes. That'd be wonderful. But I can't see it happening. But then again, the stuff I've been hearing for the last year or two, it wouldn't surprise me if it happened. What's up, Justin?
Right.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Justin. Welcome. And V, I didn't put the days on Rumble because when I went to set it up, when was it, Steve? Yesterday? I think I sent you it was yesterday when I sent you the link.
Yep.
When I went to set it up, it's complicated, I could explain it, but it'd take a week. But anyway, I messed up where after you set it up on Rumble, you come back to set it up on YouTube. I forgot to hit the link for for Rumble. And so I had to go back over and kill it. I would have to go back through all those steps again. and my daughter was still here, she needed to get back on the computer to do other things when I was setting it up. And so I didn't do it. That's why I'm not on Rumble today anyway. But I did try to. I was going to hook it up on there, but I didn't.
I still haven't figured out how to. I know that my streams still go on Rumble, but afterwards, like a day or two later. But I still haven't figured out how to set it up to where it's on Rumble at the same. Like if I were to set it up to where this would be live on Rumble.
Well, first of all, you got to pay $10 a month to go live. It costs you $10 a month.
Oh, so maybe I do have it set up
You're
to
set
where
up.
it does that, but I don't pay for it, so that's why it's not doing it while it's live.
That's
That
right.
would make sense. Okay,
And
I got
then-
you.
But then you have to go to Rumble and set the live up, which is not as complicated. I mean, it's not complicated at all to set up the Rumble live. It's just it gets complicated when you go to hook the two together, Rumble and YouTube. That's where it gets, at least for me, that's where it gets hard at.
Right. So if I pay for it, then when I set it up, no, I get what you're saying. I see it. Yeah, okay. It makes sense too. It makes total sense. So yeah, I would have to.
It's basically the same thing as YouTube, with StreamYard. You have to set it up. If you have, it's the same thing over there. You just have to set it up. Each show up. Just like you do here. It's not hard to do though, just for the Rumble.
Right.
Not near as many steps.
Wait, what is moss? Is it a fern, plant, or sprout? Apparently, mushrooms spread in spires. Moss is both by root and spore, like plants give. I have no idea. That's good. Dean's been having good questions all night. I don't know the answers, though.
I don't either. I have no idea. All I know is moss and grass is grass. Not sure I know that. I'll check something right quickly.
I'm missing all kinds of the chat. Who are we talking about here? Who's on Steve's?
Oh, Chrissy Cat? I don't know. Who y'all talking about? Who it is? Who it was? Who it ain't?
Who is she? Who is she?
Who it gonna be?
What's her name? What's her name? Who is she?
Oh, Snooks, I guess.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I was looking in the chat and I'm like, I don't see, but then again, yeah, everything goes so fast. It's funny because when I'm watching live streams and I'm not on panel, I'm like up on everything. I'm like, what do you mean? They're talking about this. But then when I'm on panel having conversation, I'm like, I missed 90% of the chat. What happened?
Oh, it's very hard to do. I mean, very hard.
And this is actually easier because I don't have control, like when we're in mine and then, I'm like putting them on the, like highlighting the things or putting them on the page or whatever. And yeah, so here it's just like, it's easier, but still hard, but it's easier just being a guest because, but at the same time, it's hard.
Yeah, it's easier, but it still ain't easy.
Exactly. Yep. Because it's like, man, it's a lot harder than people think. Because I used to think it, and then when I started doing lives, I was like, holy shit, there's a lot more involved to this than I thought, man.
It sure is. And by the way, if anybody here ain't subscribed to my channel, it's pinned at the top. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
I'm just
and it's pinned
again.
It's pinned at the top of mine too if you're in my chat. So
well, thank you, Steve. I appreciate that, brother.
Well, the stream is pinned to the top. So but then they can go to your stream and then subscribe from there. So yeah, either way it's pinned at the top.
All right.
It'll take you to Ronnie's new backup channel.
To the backup channel. I tell you what, it does get old, starting all these damn channels over all the time, though. I mean, this time I came this close to quitting, man. I ain't kidding you. I just right on the verge of it. Thank you, Angelette, for the subscription. I appreciate that.
Oh, right on. Angelique's in there. Where's Angelique?
I don't know. She just subscribed.
Oh, right on.
I just figured she's listening
Oh,
somewhere.
so she's lurking. She's lurking, but she's all right. Right on. Awesome.
I reckon. But
Angelique is awesome, man. She's a beautiful singer too, and a very smart woman.
She's definitely beautiful and definitely a very good singer. I've heard her many. There she is. Just got here. You're running late, Angelique, but that's all right. Just don't ever let it happen again. We love you, Angelique. I hope you do anyway.
Yeah, she does. She definitely does.
Well, brother, you about ready to call it a night, or you want to go for another couple hours?
Wait a minute. Really? Wow. I wasn't even because I just had to look when V came in and I wrote it down. It didn't even click then that we were at 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 45 seconds. So wow, 3 hours.
Yep.
No shit.
3 hours and 6 minutes, to be exact.
Well, time goes by when you're having fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, it does. I think it turned out to be a good show today after all. Myself. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%. I think it turned out to I don't think it turned out to be good.
I know what you're saying.
I think it turned out to be a damn good show.
Hit the desk.
Oh, I can't. I need to get a new desk.
Well, if
I hit it, it might fall.
That's what I'm afraid of mine.
When I went to get my keyboard yesterday, and I was like, oh man, look at all these desks, dude. Because they have the ones that the stand-up ones, which is I really want to get. I've been wanting to for like 6 months. So you can either use it like this where I could sit down, or it's like electronic and you hit the button and the desk will raise. So then I could stand up and it'd still be my desk.
Mm-hmm.
And they're solid and super sweet. And then, and this happens every time. When I have the money and go to like Sam's Club or Costco or whatever, and they have that one, or they usually have the one that I want. When I have the money, they don't have it. And then when I'm flat broke, but I have to get like dog food or, stuff I have to get, and I go, then they have it and it's on sale. But it's like, I don't have the money, so I can't I'm like, all right, well, I'll have the money in like a week or two. And then when I go back, they don't have it. They're sold out.
It's frustrating, ain't it?
Right. So, well, when I went to get the keyboard yesterday, this is going back to that starting a second, but when I went to get the keyboard yesterday, nothing was open. So I went to Office Max, which I haven't been to in years. And
good night, Miss Karen.
Oh, Karen Reese, much love and aloha.
Yes, absolutely.
But so when I went to get the keyboard, they had a bunch of different one of those stand-up, sit-down desks that, same thing. And I was like, wow, man, these are freaking sweet. There's so many of them, but the prices were like 2-3 times more. And I'm like, dude, even if I had the money, I wouldn't get it here because I could get it online for cheaper and they'll deliver it to my front door, or go to Costco or Sam's Club and get it like way more than half off. So, but I don't know.
Did those discs come from I'm talking about the raise up disc. First time I remember hearing about them was when George W. Bush was president and his Secretary of Defense, Rumsfeld, he had one. He had it installed in his office because he stood up all the time,
Right.
The way they talked, he never sat down. And so he had that desk installed so he could, raise up desk so he could work standing
right.
up.
Yeah, I've never heard that, but that's because I did hear that it's better too. Because like you know how you and me got the bony asses, so after you're sitting
Mhm.
down for a while, but not only that, but just working on your computer and stuff, it's better for your back and better for your all around to be standing if you're going to be doing that rather than like we're doing sitting. But
That's what
I
that's
know
what he
once
that's what he
once
said.
I have the money again and I go back, they won't have it.
Now you can't tell me as a plumber you ain't got enough money to buy 14 desk stand up desk if you wanted them.
If I was making the money I'm making now doing plumbing, but in Michigan, I'd buy 2 or 3 of them. But I'm in Hawaii and it's expensive as hell to live out here. So yeah, I'm always broke. Doesn't matter how much money I make, I'm always broke.
Boy, yeah, I know exactly what you mean, bro. Chrissy
Right.
says,
Well,
good
that
conversation here, but I'm going to check my bed for bugs. Hope you don't find none, Chrissy.
yeah, I hope so too, because that's the worst, man.
It
I wouldn't
certainly
wish
is.
that on my worst enemy. I've been through
Hell
that
no.
shit. That shit sucks.
I definitely wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. That's kind of like wishing, if you did, that'd be kind of like wishing their house be filled with rattlesnakes or something. I mean,
Right.
damn. You remember here back, I don't know what's it been, 10, 12, 15 years ago, whatever, when there was a bed bug epidemic. I think this is in the northeast part of the country.
I remember something about that. Yeah. Yeah.
What they were doing, at least according to the news, and I know you can't believe half what you hear on the news, but what the news said was what happened was that they were using the old stuffing out of out of old mattresses and putting them in new ones. Well, those bed bugs had got up inside that stuffing, and so they were just selling people bed bugs. Is what they basically
Right.
doing.
Yep. And at the same time, wasn't it like they were going through like the streets and stuff, and there was just tons of mattresses everywhere because of bed bugs, and everyone's just like tossing their mattress out, and
Yeah,
for some reason that sounds really familiar. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's basically what they were doing. They was getting them old mattresses and taking the stuffing out of them and putting it in the new ones and selling to people. Well, crap. I don't want to sleep on somebody else's old nasty ass, regardless. I don't care if it's got bed
Right.
bugs or not.
I never understood that. How people will just see any match. Well, I can't say any mattress I ever slept on because my bed bug story is because I was renting and I was flat broke, and actually I was homeless beforehand. Well, kind of homeless. I was couch surfing, put it that way. I wasn't really homeless. I had friends where I was, every other night I was spending a night on someone else's couch. But anyway, I finally had enough money to rent, but so I had nothing. I didn't have a couch, a bed, a kitchen table. I didn't have nothing. So this place I found,
Did you have a blanket to cover up with?
Well, I ended up getting that, but yeah, I really didn't. I just had my backpack at the time. But this place I found to rent, they're like, no, it's got a bed, a mattress, a mattress, a box spring, and actually, it's not even sitting on the ground like I was used to. It's like real bed, and it's got a couch, and it was like a half finished house, a small house, but I was renting it. So anyway, so I moved in, and then after like a month, I was starting to like, man, every morning, or when I'm sleeping, I'm just freaking mainly on my chest. I was like, what the, just itching just thinking about it creeps me out. And then I have all these red bumps on my
Bed bugs
arms.
got to eat too, Steve.
No, yeah, that's it. And then I started seeing them because then I'm like, what is this? And I was looking into it, and it's like bed bugs, and I'm like, no, please don't tell me that. And then I'm looking at pictures, and then I'm like, I take my bed sheets off, and I'm looking at the mattress, and I start seeing them, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, like this sucks. Like, so yeah, it was.
Well, how'd you get rid of them?
I moved.
Well, they get in everything though, from what I hear. I mean,
well, no, yeah, I moved, but I didn't take anything with me. I mean, I went to a laundromat because, like I said, when I moved in there, all I had was my backpack and the clothes I was wearing and what was in my backpack. So I went to a laundromat and put on extra hot and just washed everything. And then I never went back to the house again.
That was a wise decision. You know, the guy I know that had them, I said, what was that? It was the sticky stuff. You know, what he told me he did was I know what it is, but I can't think of that. But anyway, it's sticky on one side, you know. And so what he done was he took that stuff and unrolled it all the way around his bed, and including behind the headboard. And you know, when they crawled up, they'd stick to it.
Okay.
And over a week or two's time, he said he got rid of them. But if you're going to, according to him, if you're going to, you know, try to, you know, have an exterminator come and do it, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah. Because I did try that before I ended up moving, and the only reason I ended up moving because I was like, it was close to your rent's due, you know. So I was like, Chrissy. Well, oh yeah, you rock, Chrissy.
Absolutely. No, it wasn't Velcro, and it wasn't a lint.
I did the lint roller. I did, yep. And it was, if it wasn't close, I would have stayed longer. But it was like my rent's due in like almost a week, and I was like, either I can pay for another month, or I could just pack up and go couch surf for another week or so, and then find something else, which is what I did. But before I left, I found these online. It was like, because if you have an actual bed frame, like a normal bed frame, like not like a special made wood one with the big feet and everything, but like a, you know, like almost like a stool chair legs where it's just like the metal.
Yeah, you just put it around the legs.
Yep, you put these like cups, so you put the legs inside the cups, and then you spray the stuff it comes with inside of there, and they all, for some reason, it attracts them, and they all go into that. And then the first 2 days, which was the only, before I left, was the only days I seen, and every day there was just a shit ton of dead bed bugs in there. So it looked like it was working.
What it is how they get to you. It's what when you breathe out, carbon monoxide, whichever one it is. That's how they find you, you know. So when them cups you're talking about, that's what they got in them, and it attracts them to that cup.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I would have stayed, and because I think it was working, but it was in the shit neighborhood too, so
that might have been what it was just for.
And then I ended up moving here anyway, so it all worked out.
Good night, Jody. And yeah, chessboard, I think that is what it was. Come to think of it. But at any rate,
carpet tape. Yeah.
Whatever it was, according to him, he got rid of them. I don't know if he did or not. That's what he said. And if I had them and I could find the carpet tape around this little bitty town, which I don't have them, but if I did, that's what I'd use. I damn sure wouldn't call it $2,000. What are they charging to get rid of them? I know it's $2,000 or better.
Dude, it's expensive. Yeah, it is expensive.
It certainly
I have met a couple of people that have had them, and in the past, I mean, not like I was like, hey, what's going on? I got bed bugs, you know, but it's like the conversation would come up like, dude, I had those things like 5 years ago, but they had gotten rid of them without calling the exterminator. You know, they got rid of them with like home remedies and shit like that.
Yeah. You can make that stuff yourself. I mean, I don't know how you do it, but you can make it yourself. You know what to do is you make it like in a gallon jug or a 5-gallon jug or whatever, and then you run this hose out of it to a pan you want to attract them to. You can run 2 or 3 hoses out of it. You know, one in the living room or whatever. You know, and it attracts them that way.
Exactly.
What I've read. Good Citizen Media, welcome.
Hey, Good Citizen Media, aloha, brother. Good to see you, man. Aloha.
But at any rate, I mean, and the thing of it is, and when he told me about that, that's when I went to looking into them, because I thought, damn, I hope you don't send them over here. Or do
right.
one jump off of you onto me. But
That's the scary part. That's the scary part about being a plumber, because like I could be at someone's house,
Mhm.
and this has happened with my work van. Is I'll go to one person's house and it'll be so nasty and cockroaches everywhere, and then I bring my tool bag in, set it down, I work, and then I leave. I put my stuff back on the truck, and then like 2 or 3 days later, I'm seeing cockroaches in my van. So then I got to bomb, those smoke bombs.
Yeah.
I have to do that to my van maybe twice a year, because the houses. So then I think about the bed bugs. Like, dude, what if a bed bug gets on me?
Yeah. You ain't gonna know it. They're so
Right,
tiny.
exactly. So it's like, that's one of the cons of living in Hawaii. It's just like, well, with the cockroach part anyway, because I literally do at least twice a year bomb my van, because I go to nasty houses, and
Well, that's the thing about bed bugs. You don't have to be dirty to get them. You can have the cleanest house in the world, and somebody,
right,
a friend or someone come in, or you visit a friend and
yep,
bring one. All it takes is one,
just one,
like a damn
yep,
flea,
hmm
and then you got them. You could have the cleanest house in the world. You could take a shower in 5 minutes. It don't make any difference.
that is so true. Yeah, it just takes one, and you don't see it. Like it could be it could be sitting on your shoulder like the devil.
Yeah.
You don't see it.
No, they're too tiny. Well, of course, the grown-ups are bigger, but the babies, man, you almost have to have a magnifying glass to see them.
Right, yeah, because the grown-ups are the only ones I've ever seen with my own eyes. But yeah, the baby ones, they're I don't even think they are visible to the naked eye, are they?
Yeah, they are, but you have to know what you're looking for and
Yeah, and be
have good
looking for
eyesight.
it, right?
I couldn't see them. My eyes are so damn rotten. I might, if I had these glasses on, I'd get right up on them.
Right. I'd be sitting there like dead close, like, is that it?
Don't y'all like think Steve looks good in them glasses?
Yeah, but I can't see they're reading glasses, so.
That's what mine are too.
But if I wear them now, everything's blurry because I'm looking at the screen. But when I do read, I have to hold it like way back here. But when I put these on, I can hold it and actually see. But then when I take them, or when I put them on, actually, like if I put them on now, everything just goes blurry.
I wonder why they call it, like you was talking about there, when you have to hold your hand way out like that. They call that nearsighted, but up here it's farsighted.
I've always thought the same. Isn't that opposite?
Yeah, I think it is.
Isn't this farsighted? Like I'm holding it far away. Oh, William Grammer, thank you, brother. But yeah, that I always thought the same, and that was way before I ever needed glasses, which was just recently.
Thank you, William.
Because I used to have really good vision, and then within like the last year, I started noticing when I'm reading stuff, I'm doing this further and further. Oh my gosh!
Getting old, Steve. Welcome,
getting old, man.
I knew you'd get here.
Right.
I knew it. Just had to hang on a while, and just think, you in the future, you've got that to look to. Your eyes will get worse, and then it'll be slowly now, but they'll get a little bit worse. You won't even notice it until you can't see.
Yep. Yeah. And dude, my dad actually was just talking to him like 3 weeks ago about this, and I talked to my dad, but I'm like, so what else is new and da da da, and he was like, well, I went to bed the other night and everything was fine. And then I woke up and I forget if it was his left or right eye, but one of his eyes just like, he was like blind, basically. It was just like real blurry. It was just like someone put a contact in his eye that just like you couldn't see through. And I'll have to talk to him again and find out the exact what it's called or what. But he's like, yeah, that happened just like that. I went to bed and I was fine. I woke up and now I can't see out of my eye.
That's about the way it goes. And welcome, Steve. Oh, good to see you, brother.
Steve-O, the Rock Man is here in the house.
Oh, not actually, Williams. Y'all don't know this, but Steve's actually 178.
Yep.
He just looks
I'm not
good for
too
his
far,
age.
not too far behind. I just had lucky jeans.
Lucky jeans. Wish I had a pair of lucky jeans.
Right. I gotta explain again just so Steve-O's not mad at me and Angelique. But I had over 1,000 moderators. I had to refresh and start over. Nothing personal. So don't hate me because I love you.
He took mine too, so y'all don't feel bad.
Hallelujah 7.
Hello, hallelujah.
Jesus gave his life on. I don't know. Hallelujah 7. Aloha and welcome.
Absolutely. And I totally agree, hallelujah. Absolutely do. It says Jesus the Messiah gave his life on the cross for our sins at Calvary, was buried and resurrected on the third day. Accept him as Savior, and you're forgiven of all sins by his blood and are born again.
Amen.
Couldn't possibly agree more.
Yeah. And aloha and welcome. I don't think I've ever seen Hallelujah 7 around before.
I don't think I have either. I just talked to somebody. I thought he was talking to us or her, whichever. I don't know if Chickens of War is a man or woman. So
I think man. I think Chickens of War, I think, is a man.
And I don't know if Hallelujah 7 is a man or woman.
Yeah, I've never seen Hallelujah 7 around before. So, but they have over 600 subscribers.
But now, William Graham, I heard, is actually a woman imitating a man. An old woman.
An old woman. but no, Hallelujah 7 has over 600 subscribers and has had a channel since August of 2018. So they're legit.
Oh, right
legit.
On. Right
206 on. Videos. And it's all about God and Jesus. So right on.
Absolutely.
I think now you have 603 subscribers, but now you got 604 because I just subbed.
Steve says he don't need a wrench to enjoy our company, Steve.
Right on. That's why I love Steve-O.
Yep.
And I knew that Chickens of War. I was just playing it off. You went and sold yourself out. Sold your soul to the devil. Oh, that's why I love Steve-O.
I didn't know Chickens of War was it.
I know. That's why I was playing it off. I was gonna be like, I don't know. I think it's a guy. And then he sells himself out.
Mm-hmm. He could have got away with that for a while, couldn't he?
I know, right? But you know what? That's like I always say, man. What's done in the dark will always come to the light. So the truth always comes out.
It certainly will. And you know, I got to say this right there, you know, because it's a perfect opening for it. That's exactly what I try to do is get the truth out there. And it's hard to do because, you know, we are definitely fighting against the evil ones, and it takes every one of us. And I'm bent determined to do it one way or another. If I have to go to Rumble, I'll go to Rumble only, you know, but I'm bent and determined to get the truth out the best way I know how. But anyway, bro, I'm ready to end it here if you are, and don't leave. I want to talk to you a minute for you about.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah. I usually always, well, actually, not on yours, but I usually always hang out afterwards. But I know on yours, most of the time you like to close it out, so that's why I usually leave on yours.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
No, I'll hang out for sure.
All right, great. Well, if you're ready, we'll go ahead and end her then.
All right. Well, I'll close out with this for everyone in your chat and my chat, for everyone that's watching, for everyone that watches the replay and sees this down the road, that I love everyone. And no matter how bad of a day you're having, just remember that you are loved by someone somewhere. And if someone else is being a jerk to you, just remember you don't know what they're going through in their life. So just spread the love, and much love, much aloha, and God bless.
And I echo what Steve said there 1,000%. Except and the only thing I'll add is that I'm gonna have a show tomorrow night, and I hope all y'all. I'm gonna do my best to have a show anyway. If I ain't under the weather again, I'm gonna have a show, and I hope everybody can show up at the channel pinned at the top and watch. And I hope Steve will watch too, because he's been busy here lately, and he ain't been able to see none of them. I don't think on this new channel.
Wednesday I did. Wednesday I see.
Okay, great. What's going on, Ken? Good to see you, brother.
Hey, Red Pill and BNFF too. Aloha, both you guys.
I just now saw him. Welcome, BNFF. It's hard for me to say.
And I'm not explaining the wrench thing anymore. I've done it too many times. People keep coming in, and it's like, just don't be mad.
Oh yeah, there's no point being mad about a wrench. I mean, you can go up to the toolbox and get another.
Right.
But we definitely appreciate all you people watching and hanging out with us here, and hope y'all had a good time watching. Hope we made some sense out of with things that we're saying and talking about.
Absolutely.
And we certainly try to. We don't claim to be the brightest guys in the world. We're not the dumbest either, are we? I don't think.
Well, yeah, we're not the sharpest tool in the shed, but we're not the most used either. So,
so we're not the dullest then.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're not the sharpest, but we're not the dullest.
Well, good night, everybody.
Much
Good night,
love.
everybody. Yes, absolutely. Much love, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Don't forget, tomorrow night, hopefully, around 9 o'clock Central Time. Be there or be square. Good night, everybody.